Good afternoon. Welcome. Another edition of the EquinEdge Stretch Run. Whiz, gents, everybody. We're in a bit of an off week, Oldie, in between Preakness and Belmont. How about journalism, Oldie? Quite the effort.
Definitely, there's still a lot of discussion about whether journalism should have been DQ'd. Apparently, there's a former steward out there, and not Stewart the steward, but an actual steward out there saying that journalism should have been DQ'd.
Really?
Yep.
I've been so busy. Although I did my video this morning for Gulfstream Park. If anybody saw that, we just hit a 93-1 pick 3 there over at Gulfstream Park. Had the winner, the single. The pick 5 only paid $2,200, even with some chalk in it, because they had a big winner there in race 5. But yeah, I'm surprised by that. I don't know. I haven't been able to keep up with everything. Sylvain, welcome. Gary, everybody. But we got live racing, Oldie, just like always. And thanks again to, First Stronach Group, Express Bet, allowing us to show races, right? And we got some good stuff. And we got Mammoth Park as well. They let us show races, Oldie. So race number 6, bottom level claimer. Looks like they're heading to post. What were your thoughts here?
I thought this race, I thought maybe the 3 could steal this on the front end. It hasn't found itself on the lead very often. It's coming out of Aqueduct, and there's just no speed here. So, and it's a 4-horse race. I don't know if you can trust the 2, who looks like it runs better on turf than dirt. And, my second choice might be the 1, Gambling Czar, there as well. So I'd be 3-1.
There's a lot of races today, Oldie. There's so many tracks that are up above. Monmouth Park, Ruidoso, Woodbine, Gulfstream, obviously racing over in New York. So they're loading. So the Oldie Alan is talking about that late pick 5.
Yeah, but he's talking about today. There apparently was one too. Yeah, there was a mistake on Twin Spires where it was showing a $290,000 pick 5 carryover, which I guess wasn't today.
That's what he's saying.
He's saying super high 5.
No. Well, he's saying it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sorting themselves out for a leader here. Valentine has a head in front of
Hey, Bob.
Triumph. All about the money between that pair, and down on the inside is Gambling Czar as they go into the first.
And that's a new feature where it puts the comments directly on the stage, and we don't have to do it.
Quarter mile, all about the money.
It's a beta.
Inside, come and challenge. Now they.
I like it. Doesn't on the right side for
money who takes a hold second.
It's not as intrusive.
Valentine is right outside of that runner. Gap of 3.5 or 4 to Gambling Czar, nickeled along already by Isaac Castillo at the back of the field. The 4 runners head down the barn side. Venezuelan Triumph at 9-5 leads a length. Now it's 3/4 of a length, making a half length on Valentine, pressing the issue a bit harder now in second. All about the money, in a good position off the top 2 and third, a length and a half behind, space of 2.5 to Gambling Czar, who is 4th and last. Into the turn they go. Venezuelan Triumph, half length in front. Valentine right there, shown more rain as they go into the turn. 2 more to all about the money. Has lost the length on the top pair. Will under some pressure now to the inside. And Gambling Czar is joining that rival, but is being asked to pick up the pace as well. Coming to the top of the stretch, the 2 favorites. Even money shot Valentine outside of Venezuelan Triumph at 9-5.
One's looking like if he can keep this run up, he could circle these guys.
Venezuelan Triumph retreats to second. All about the money down on the inside, trying to re-rally. Grandstand side is Gambling Czar. Furlong to go.
The 5 going to be close, though.
Valentine, 2 lengths clear. All about the
one went crazy wide there.
Chasing, but Valentine's going to do it. Valentine scores by a length of 3/4. Gambling Czar's second, just got up.
Hey, Scrap.
About the money. And Venezuelan Triumph weakened to 4th late in the game.
Yes, the boys are doing good. They both made all-stars, so that's incredible. I'll be coaching. That will be fun. We're in for a long summer of baseball, but it's going to be great, Oldie. really well. All right, we're going to hop over. I know they're about to go at Woodbine. You want to jump over there real quick?
Yeah, let's go there. Woodbine. Come on. Got to get my cursor there, though. There we go. Let's get, they are off.
Mile, opening quarter 22-2 and fighting the wars. Out by 2 lengths to Garden of War. And on the inside, Little Thonio. A length behind them, Naughty Frosty. There's been no shift, followed by Golden Truth. And 3 away last is Gerald. Garden of War set after this leader, fighting the wars in front. And the stablemate within reach now, just 3 parts away is Garden of War. They've come away on the inside, pushed along. Little Thonio, passed by Naughty Frosty. Golden Truth is running on. As they turn, Garden of War's come right up on the outside to go to the front. Golden Truth down the outside, on the rail, fighting the wars. Out in front, it's Garden of War by a couple. Golden Truth trying to switch leads and come on. And as they come down the stretch, Garden of War racing away. And Garden of War has established a big break, almost 4 lengths. In second, Golden Truth. And this race is all over. Garden of War goes on to score about 3 lengths. Golden Truth, a good second. About 3 or 4 again to Naughty Frosty, third. And Little
Naughty Frosty. So I guess we should go to Gulfstream next.
That pick 5 paid $2,200. The 2 horse in the last race, I thought I had a look. That race was wide open. Was only 3%, but I had shared on the early video, in the 3 horse, I liked the 3 in the first race. I put a grid together. Pick 5 would have hit. I didn't play it, but I did play that pick 3. I thought the 6 had a big look as a single in race 4, and the 4 was my single in race 3, but that was a wide open race there in the last, and the 2 made it look easy at 19-1. So yeah, I saw that, Scott, like a lot of people talking about that. I don't know. Journalism, an amazing horse. Just let the horse win, move along. I don't know. This is my 2 cents. Hey, Joe. Oldie, I thought that I had and the horse is not taking money, so I had Forever Now here on top. It is a kind of a main special, but D'Angelo Reyes, drops a little bit in SOR from last out. It's been running, he's 0 for 8, but I love the 2-1 EE morning line, and getting 5-1 is huge. Obviously, I thought the 1, 2, and 4 had a little bit of a look, but I ended up having the 3 on top. For D'Angelo, and it gets back to the dirt. Oldie was the key, and in a race like this, it made total sense to me. So that's where I looked here. I'd be 3, and then I might play an exact over the 1, 4. I'd look at what those well pays are, but I was trying to beat the 2.
Yeah, I thought the 2 was beatable here, and Michael Lerman might have already won his 1 race this week.
Yeah.
that he typically wins. So, I just thought even though he does put Jaramillo up on a lot of his best horses, I thought that horse was beatable. I thought this race was pretty wide open. I didn't really love the 1 either, but at least it's a second-time starter. I thought the 5 Shotgun, who's the morning line favorite, was as we say in the business, a little interesting. And second off the layoff. Granted, the trainer's not great second off the layoff, but I like the GSR there. And I thought your 3 had a little bit of a look, but I thought any of these could win here, and none were particularly good.
Yeah, Gulfstream had pretty competitive racing, Oldie, lately, but you can find some prices at the right time, try to beat some favorites. I'll tell everybody listening, Carlos David, absolutely on fire. He won with Martini there in race 3, Oldie. He's now tied. I believe he would be tied with Safi for wins, but he got about, over half the amount of starters. So pretty incredible for him.
Carlos and his David. All right, let's finish watching the race some there. Oh, sorry about that. Flash.
We got to the video real quick.
Yeah, a little too quicker than I planned there. There we go. Now we should be back to the race. So. I mean, the race sim has your 3 winning and everybody else pretty much backing up in the stretch. You're getting 6-1 there off a 2-1 EE morning line.
It's incredible, Oldy.
Yeah.
I placed a win bet, and then I'd be 3 over the, maybe there's a little, I just didn't really like the 5, I was, I like the 3 at a win bet. 6-1 is incredible. Do you mean 6-1 at a 26% win with an EE morning line like that? I mean, you do the math and, you're at 156, you multiply the odds at 6-1 times 26%, you're upwards of like 150+%. So it's great value. I bet that horse take late money though, would be my guess. We'll see though.
We'll see. I mean, most of them are kind of at their EE morning line right now. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the 5 take some more money. Even though that the more I look at it, that run style for Gulfstream of not having any speed is not where you want to be.
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's just not. Yeah. I mean, in the 3 again, looking at the 5 there, but the 3 again getting back to dirt and that one churn I thought was huge.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the video. As they're nearing the gate here.
Oldie, big racing on Monday, right? We covered that on Thursday night and a happy Memorial Day to everybody.
Yeah, and a good California bred card today at Santa Anita as well.
Agreed. We covered a lot of those state bred stakes.
And that is also in the cross country that at least some of those stakes are, or the coast to coast, I mean, today. 3 of the 4 races in the coast to coast are
Stakes.
Stakes races. With the end one being my best bet of the day today, Kings River Night at Santa Anita in race 8.
Yeah, we talked about Kings River Night only on Thursday. Didn't look beatable.
And with, what looked like, I mean, both of us thought Cluso was the second best horse in that race and significantly a level below in terms of the horses that horse is beating.
Approaching the starting gate, Rainbow 6 time at Gulfstream.
And by the way, your 7 horse in race 7 at Santa Anita,
Yes.
and I heard this yesterday, and now it's actually official. Me So Fancy scratched because he ran last week in that grade 3.
Yeah.
So that's I think where you end up.
I thought that you could play the daily double here. It's a big price, so I wouldn't price a lot, Oldie. But the 3 into the 1-4, it'll pay. It's really big. Will pays. So nothing crazy, but would be. You have a couple of prices in that next race, and from a price here,
The horses are at the gate. It's now post time. Moving in now for race number 6.
like to
Rainbow
choose 6
time
on
in
break.
South Florida.
I'm on the 3, so good luck.
Mahavlich draws the outside under
Yeah,
Pedici
with
and
great
completes
value.
the line. Ready for 1 mile. All set. They're off. Step slow to start, Canuto. Quick start from the middle for Forever Now, who's put into play for the early advantage. Moving up on the outside, Mahavlich. After a bad break, Canuto.
So he got great position there.
Toward the rail, and Canuto up to Badger
8
Forever
to
Now
1.
for the advantage. They've gone 2.5 better
Come
than
on, baby.
Mahavlich, who's now third. Radical Rhetoric is fourth at the inside. Followed 5th by Shotgun. The one lagging way back early is Holy Dancer. Out of the chute onto the main track, quarter complete, 24-1. The leader, Forever Now, 3 parts of a length. On the outside, it's Canuto who angles off the inside, floating out Mahavlich. Trying to slide through it there inside is Shotgun. Shotgun now backs off again to race in fourth. Radical Rhetoric is fifth, and well back to Holy Dancer. They make their way by a quarter in 24-1. They have less than half a mile to run. Forever Now and Leonel Reyes through a 47 2/2 mile. From second, that's Canuto. 3 wide, Mahavlich is fourth. Jaramillo puts Radical Rhetoric into the clear and asks for a bid. He gets 1-2. He's now 4
Time
wide
to fold
charging
up
the challenge. At the rail, it's Shotgun. Forget about Holy Dancer. They round the far
Backing
turn.
up. That's
Here's
the
a
wrong
big,
way to
powerful
choose.
move from Radical Rhetoric up to take on Canuto, who tries to fight back toward the inside. They've gone ahead of Mahavlich, who angles off the inside of the now in battle duo. The 3/4 in 1:12 Canuto drops back, so Radical Rhetoric has to deal with long shot Mahavlich, who takes aim on the outside. 1/8 of a mile to go. Radical Rhetoric not home yet. Mahavlich is game and charging at him. Radical Rhetoric finding under pressure. He's 2-1, and now he's a winner. He's Radical Rhetoric. The blitz around the turn worked to beat Mahavlich by 2. Canuto has to settle for third. They were well clear of Shotgun, who raced into fourth in 1:38.3.
All right. The 2 at 2-1 ended up going off as the second choice.
Oldy, where we headed? Over to Laurel?
We got 7 minutes to Laurel. We can't show Aqueduct, but we could go there in the meantime, or we could talk about Laurel.
No, that's fine. We can, if you want to. Here, I'll share real quick.
I got it. It's up to you.
Three horses have good value here over at the Big A too. Well, they 5-1. But the 5 horse big pace number, and then the 2 ends up winning the race sim just barely though. Timing difference. Chad Brown, Flavian Pratt. I mean, nearly one last out, right? And that main claimer shows back at the same level. I mean, for sure, Fitch, Clarovich Stables, I'm guessing. Yeah. Scottish Storm has Irad for Dutch Road, though. I mean, this horse nearly won a 54-2 back, going 8. Now they cut back to 7. Why is this horse not taking any money? Huh? What's
all the money's going on the Chad Brown with Pratt aboard?
Yeah, but I mean, this horse burned money at 44 and 46s and then ran at 8 and then ran 2 turns at 9. They look to be keep trying to find the spot. I mean, I don't know. That's a short price.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought this race was pretty wide open, but I'll go where David was here, which was the closer, the 6 horse for Belmont, who's the second-time starter. David's got some notes there on the stretch out. You know, that Mott's 35% with dropping from maiden special weight to maiden claimers. And you're getting 6-1 there. So that, you know, I don't see why this horse doesn't improve here. It's Spendthrift. It was a Spendthrift bred horse, so it should be pretty well bred out of Bolt. You know, and
I mean, for sure could improve. Mott does, doesn't always throw firsters either anyways. So a nice betting race. I mean, it really is. That price way too short for me, Oldie.
On the 2, the 2's burnt a bunch of money. The 3's run similar races to the 2. And it's 5-1.
Luis Rivera Jr.
See what happens.
The closer. Last to load. To the outside, Rivera Mirage. And Barb. Moving forward. And it. All set.
Can you hear Oldie?
Yep.
And they're off. Good speed from Gypsy Dreaming is in the early mix, and towards the outside, here's the closer, and following them is Barb. Just behind them at the rail, that's going to be Scottish Storm. Second lapse is timing difference with the trailer, Sequential. No hurry up front, as the leader to the inside is Gypsy Dreaming. Look to take back a little bit. Doesn't look like much pace on, as there's the closer sitting in second. Barb is under a tight hold up on the outside in third. 22.66 was the opening quarter mile. At the rail, that Scottish Storm is in fourth. Timing difference is right in behind this group. Under a snug hold here with less than a half mile to go, and the trailer is Sequential. They're chasing Gypsy Dreaming. Gypsy Dreaming, still in command, is up by 2. The Closer is stalking right there from second, and Barb is 3 wide. Timing difference starts to warm to the task, and here comes a wide round from Timing Difference is going to be 4 wide as they're approaching a quarter mile left to go. All in is Scottish Storm. Sequential.
5 might be gone.
They're still
what he
chasing
has left.
Gypsy Dreaming at the top of the stretch. It's Gypsy Dreaming who's trying to sprint clear. The Closer is making hard work of it, but does start to cut in margin, and here comes Timing Difference, grandstand side.
Come on, 6,
Barb is in
beat
between
the 2.
horses. The Closer has taken the lead. Timing Difference
2
to the
gonna get
outside.
there.
Barb in between horses. Timing Difference has now gotten the edge. It's now Timing Difference who's up by a full length. Give it to Timing Difference. Flavia Pratt gets the victory. The Closer was second, then Barb and Scottish Storm. Get 1 minute 22.51 seconds.
Well, the favorite.
Yeah, too good there. Set the good trip for Flavian Pratt. Yeah, with the 5. Yeah, that's 5. The 2. No 2, 6, 6. Yeah, Chris, that's true. That'd have been a good saver bet, right? You probably would have got a good price. Would it pay 8 to 1, maybe 10 to 1? Maybe not quite that high. All right, Oldie, we going over to Laurel?
Yeah, let's go to Laurel.
All right, speed up front. Watch the race sim. Allowance on winners of 1, going 8.5. So they've moved over to Laurel because Pimlico is under construction mode, right?
Yep, so no Pimlico for a couple of years now. So it's all Laurel all the time now.
So the race sim has the pace, looks to be backing up, and has the 5 sitting the trip, the current favorite. The 1 horse also, the second favorite, right there as they close. Oldie, what did you think here?
I thought the 2 had a little bit of a shot here in Waldrip for Jamie Ness. First off the layoff, you're getting 7 to 1 on a Ness horse that speed has 3 wins over this SOR here, and has 2 wins at 8.5 furlongs. The horse is tactical and should just be able to sit right behind this and right off this cheap speed in the 4 and the 3. And I think that horse at 8 to 1 is a huge overlay and has a big shot there to upset the 1 and the 5.
The 2, sorry, I was on the
2
4.
Waldrip, not Waldrip. The who's a what's he called? He's a
He was a
NASCAR driver, yeah. The Waldrip here in this case.
Showing tactical speed too. I mean, shown to win on the lead, off the lead. 1 at this level, 3 in a row. 1 at 8, 8.5. Pimlico, Laurel Parks. I mean, been shipping all over the place. Rodriguez rides, which usually one of his go-to jocks, right? Yeah. He won 2 of 3 at the distance too. So yeah, I mean, takes 925 mounts. Then that's the other Nass Oldie, because the 1 Traffic Master is the actual chalk Ness.
Yeah, but looking at that horse, does that horse look as good to you?
No, I mean, won a 56 and a 54, but then didn't run in these races. So,
yeah,
I mean, maybe didn't want the 1 churn here, but then didn't run at Parks or the Big A here in 54s. I mean, and barely won here, right? In a 54, where the 2 horse has been winning in 56s and now just finding an easier spot, toss the last race. So no, I would agree with you. The 2 looks better than the 1 horse. All right, they're loading. We're gonna hop over. All right, you're on the 2.
Yeah.
And they're off.
Foggy Dew going to go on early with Waldrop, solid break 2. Waldrop taking back a bit to the turn. Traffic Master rail. Here's Deadpan on the outside. Deadpan right off that leader, Foggy Dew. So the leader, Foggy Dew, around the first turn. Leads it about a length from Deadpan second. And Traffic Master down inside there in the dance moves to third position. And Waldrop back second to last at Trailer Field. Pudge Boy Palace about 6 from the front. Down the backstretch, not much pace on. Foggy Dew's in control up there. Foggy Dew and the X-Man leading it from the favorite Deadpan second. Traffic Master inside third. In the dance travels fourth and back to Waldrop and Pudge Boy Palace 6. No change, 5 furlongs out. And the one to catch still Foggy Dew. Deadpan with every chance from second. Traffic Master on the inside of In the Dance. Then back to Waldrop. Past the half-mile pole, who's got 5 to make up now. At Trailer Field is Pudge Boy Palace still. Into the turn, Foggy Dew trying to steal away from Deadpan in the dance, and Traffic Master to the inside. It's another 2.5 back to Waldrop and Trailer Field, Pudge Boy Palace. In the dance is firing up today. In the dance now challenging Foggy Dew. They get away. Deadpan is driven, but got to do much better. Traffic Master has moved third on the inside, going to angle to the far outside for the stretch drive. In the dance is up top. In the
No,
dance,
it's the stretch run, my
then
friend.
Traffic Master third to center of the track. And Waldrop trying to pick up a share from Deadpan. A furlong left to run in the dance. Traffic Master, Foggy Dew continues to battle along.
Wrongness.
As they're close to home. Here comes Traffic Master in the dance. Traffic Master, photo finish. Traffic Master. Traffic Master in the dance. Then it was
picks,
Foggy Dew and
the
Waldrop.
picks outsmarted you there. That happens to me all the time, Oldie. That's what I tell myself. I said, the picks outsmarted me. It's going to happen.
Minute 46:50.
Just got up there. That was a nice ride by that jockey.
For sure.
All right, we headed
It'd be
to,
5.
I think, Monmouth Park, right?
That's what it looks like. We're 5 minutes to post at Monmouth.
Yeah, I can sure.
Okay.
They took this off the turf, I saw, though. So that was the first thing I noticed. You have big GSR on the one. Giants Audible. Let's watch the racing real quick. Short field since they came off the turf. 2-1 on the E-morning line on Jody's Ruby. The 10 looked to be the speed, though, Oldie. I mean, quite the big lead out there.
But the 10 also, hasn't really run particularly well on dirt. Or anywhere, for that matter.
I mean, it's 1 for 21.
Yeah.
It still hangs on, but the one really closing and everybody else kind of coming. So, I mean, 6-5 on the E-morning line made a lot of sense, but, being 1 for 21 and, I mean, not winning, Oldie. I mean, 42s, 44s. I mean, probably needs the lead. So you could say, well, I didn't get the lead in any of these. Got the lead here. Was in the 8 post, but that, was at this similar level at Aqueduct going 7. Now they cut back to 5.5. So definitely cutting back to a sprint, right? The 11 horse actually has one at 5.5, but I would agree with you. I mean, this horse doesn't look like a lock on top. I mean, Paco rides, makes a lot of sense at Mammoth Park, but it just doesn't, it's not a winner.
No, definitely not I mean, none of these really are, but, the 3 broke its maiden last time out and looks cheap.
At start 13, yeah, not for me. So okay, so no 3, even though it's the second pick, okay.
But doesn't the 4 look like it's going to get the lead? If you look at the actual horse and not the race sim. I mean, it's been on the lead the last 3 races.
They're cutting back, and has shown speed on the turf. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, Oldie, if this horse, showing speed going 2 turns on the turf like that. But the problem is, but But look at this horse actually won at Meadowlands, Oldie, on the turf going 5, stocking the pace. So I don't think the 4 actually needs the lead. Would be more my comment. I mean, this horse might get first jump.
Could, but I also think it's to the inside, and it may need to be pretty close here.
Yeah, which I think it will. I think it probably just sit right off the 10 if Paco goes. But I could see, I mean, I see your point. Maybe the 4 goes to the lead. But, I mean, you have Sonny Leon, you know, Paco on the 10. Okay. They're both getting off the 3, who I'm not sure. All right, let's look at the 11 and 1, though, because the 11 is 2-1 on the E-Morning line. You're getting 6-1.
Yeah, I kind of like the 11 here on the drop.
That's, yeah, I mean, been coming from much, much tougher 60s, 70s, a couple layoff lines, you know, would be the concern. But I mean, definitely finds the easier spot for service coming out of Parks.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that maybe if the 4 gets the lead and the 10 needs it, I think it sets up well for the 11 here.
What about the top pick, though? I mean, the only thing here, these are my only comment here would be this horse finally won, and this is not a great group, and there will be speed up front, and this horse 100% just needs some pace. And so if this horse would be definitely an exotics play for me, Oldie, especially at the price of 6-1. I'm not sure how I would play this yet, and I'm not sure if I will, but I don't know. This is going to be enough speed here, but maybe more of just a vertical play.
Yeah, I mean, my concern on the 1 is the horse looks cheap to me.
But the horse is only 1 for 8, and all these others don't like to win.
Very true.
Right? I mean, 1 for 11, 13, 15, and 21 on the 10. I mean, if the 4 and 10 can battle, but I probably pass here from a betting standpoint, but we'll watch the race, and then we might squeeze in some Churchill later. I see in the chat, Oldie, but we try to just show the races we can show. So
we'll definitely be going to San Anita for race 1 as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Get that queued up here. So, but we're ready. I mean, that they're kind of moseying around at Monmouth as they tend to do. Showing the 11. The 11 looks good. So does the 1. There, we should get Matt's voice pretty soon because I do have it turned on. San Anita race 1, I thought was pretty wide open. I thought that we can talk about that in the meantime, but I thought the 1 potentially was vulnerable as a favorite. All right, here we go into the.
And the runners are now at the starting gate and are loading for race number 7. The first one to go into the gate is Giants Audible. Me Little Frost Girl coming up. Bolt of Paradise. Violet Smile, post 10. And to the outside post, Jody's Ruby to round out the field.
It's a windy day at Monmouth, from what it looks like.
I see that.
We're ready to go. And we're up. Me Little Frost Girl set for speed. Isn't quick enough to go to the front, though. Jody's Ruby, Violet Smile. It's Jody's Ruby with the lead from Violet Smile, who's a neck off to the inside of that horse. Giants Audible in third. A length and a half off two runners who are pretty much together with a half mile to go. Me Little Frost Girl outside of Giants Audible, and that leaves Bolt of Paradise to trail 5 behind. And Courage already at the back as they go into the far turn. Jody's Ruby the leader, but here's Violet Smile there on the outside, still together. 2 back to Me Little Frost Girl in third. Giants Audible is shown more rain in fourth, gets a tap on the shoulder while losing that third position. And Bolt of Paradise still at the rear as they come to the top of the lane. Violet Smile, neck in front. Jody's Ruby appears all in second. These two swing off the turn together. Giants Audible tips outside for a final 3/16 charge. Violet Smile clings on to the lead. Here's Giants Audible on the scene. Giants Audible, Violet Smile sprinting in the final furlong. And Giants Audible and Gene Aguilar have surged clear. Giants Audible with a stock and pounce trip to score. Photo for second. Me Little
Good
Frost
call,
Girl
Justin.
did it with Violet Smile. And then Jody's Ruby, who was fourth. Bolt of Paradise fifth.
Moving into the line is Miramachi to gate number 5. Him to Her has gate 4. And they're moving up pretty well. Speedy Freeze.
I thought this
next.
race was wide
Regal
open too.
Moment
I
to
thought
the
you could potentially get a bomb here.
outside with Unheard. Stand by for a
That
start.
was on
Regal
mute,
Moment
Liz. That's wild.
goes in and
7 to
Unheard
1.
to the
7
outside
to
gate.
1, Oldie. Over 16
And the
to
last
1.
along here for
Mhm.
Jason Hoyt has completed the lineup.
Thanks,
They're all
Wiz.
in,
That was incredible.
locked up.
In on break. Well done. Got the try.
On their way and a
exactly.
very even start away well. Miramachi coming for the lead. Dolce Fortuna skipping to the front with My Cash Factor on the inside and tracked along on the rail by Nina. Racing up on the outside behind them is Unheard. They got away by 4.5 lengths to Regal Moment. And second last is Speedy Freeze. The early trailer dipping out about 2.5 away is Him to Her. Dolce Fortuna shows the way. My Cash Factor in second, up the inside Nina. A couple away now, Miramachi back to fourth from Unheard. 3 lengths away, Speedy Freeze on the inside. Pushed along a bit, Regal Moment. And 5 lengths away last is Him to Her. 22 and 3 that first fraction. 3.5 to run, and Dolce Fortuna's off and running. Got away by 2 lengths. Going forward again is Nina. My Cash Factor the outside. 1.5 away, Unheard is running on well. Miramachi on the inside. Speedy Freeze and Regal Moment joining the pack. And 5 away last is Him to Her. Dolce Fortuna turns in front by a couple of lengths to Nina. Up the inside, Miramachi. Around the outside goes Unheard. Speedy Freeze coming home well in the centre. Regal Moment's well back. The leader, Dolce Fortuna. Speedy Freeze trying to get around. Down
bomb.
the outside is Unheard, but Dolce Fortuna is
Even
well
with the
clear
pace
and
pressure.
continues to go further ahead, spreading this field. And another win, another 2-time winner at the meet. Dolce Fortuna wins by, make it 6 lengths. Speedy Freeze
A
is
2-time winner at the meet.
Yeah.
Didn't the meet just start? I'm on the 6 at Santa Anita, Oldie. Who are you on?
So I played a little pick 5 here. I had the 1, 6, 7, 8. I thought the 7 had a little bit of a look for Doug O'Neill.
Yep, I would agree. you can maybe hit exacto with no 1. The 1 might finish third.
Yeah.
Could finish
All
off
right.
the board.
And I also thought the 6, the second time starter for Leonard Powell with all the nice works. And we have all these positive works from Bluegrass Dan for this horse. You know, may have just needed the start last time, stretches out, gains 13 points in GSR. So I thought that horse could be live as well here.
That's my top pick. Yeah, 100%. This is, gets to the turf, could 100% improve versus this group. And taking a lot of money is working well.
And then the Mullins and Barrios, the GSR is not great on that horse, but it did run well last time at the distance. So I don't think you can discount it just off GSR. It's only 5% on the win line, but is the second pick. They're going in the gate, so let me get that up.
Winter Snow completes the line. We're in the gate. And they're off. Less is More and Ride Gold are the first two out of the gate. They're followed by French Moonlight into the stretch the first time. Dershan moves through on the inside in the yellow to take third. Then Stubborn, Winter Snow, and California Rocks is at the back of the field. Ride Gold will set the pace, and she leads it by a length and a half to Less is More in second. And then it's Dershan getting a good triple on the rail third. French Moonlight 4 off the pace in fourth, 2 clear of Stubborn. Winter Snow is next, and a gap of 5 or 6 back to California Rocks. They swing on to the backstretch with Ride Gold the target. Ride Gold leads it by just under a length. Less is More racing in second. And then it's Dershan at the half-mile pole, still third. 2 lengths back to French Moonlight fourth. Stubborn, Winter Snow, California Rocks. Not much change. Ride Gold, the leader throughout. Less is More goes to try and apply some pressure in second. Dershan holding her own at the rail. French Moonlight outside of her. They're joined 3 wide by Winter Snow, who starts to pick up some momentum. They're at the top of the lane. Ride Gold, Less is More. Ride Gold just in front. Less is More a half length back, still trying to get by Ride Gold. Ride Gold, Less is More. Then Dershan, Winter Snow, far outside California Rocks. Ride Gold or Less is More, who is just pestering the whole way, and Less is More
Boom.
surges to victory. Kyle Frey is feeling just fine. Ride Gold second. California Rocks was
There we go. We were both right. You could beat that one horse, just barely. We may have lost Justin here.
Oh, nah, just on
Oh,
mute.
there you
I was trying to eat lunch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like middle of the day. It's middle of the day Pacific time, so it's always makes it a little tough.
13-1 lid lifter there. You know, just going back and looking real fast before we go to Gulfstream and look there. The one, you know, kind of has done this. This is the second race where it, you know, just misses and finishes second, or third race actually. So maybe starting to be a habit there. Less is More, the Doug O'Neill horse we talked about, showed a new aspect there with the ability to rate. All right, Gulfstream race 7, the start of the late pick 5. I did play a pick 5 for the late pick 5. I singled the 7 Cap Ferret here, thinking that the Safi horse on the drop, I know the GSR is dropping as well, but on the drop might get the right setup here with the one who I did not like at all for Santo, and the 4 being the speed here, and I didn't really like anything else in this race.
I was on the 1 or 4 in this race, Oli. I thought you could beat the 7, but the 7 would be my third pick. So good luck. I hope you get your single. There's a lot of speed here on the Tapeta sprinting was my concern, and I thought the 1 or 4 could blow up the board here. Their early card, you just got to find the right spot, find that right single. I thought this was a bit of a tough race though, Oldie, for me. So, but good luck. Of course, Al. Good to see you.
All right, let's get out there. Great. The 7's a nut, according to Chris Couples. Well, Chris, we have Almond Joy going later, and we know that's without nuts. And no, Almond Joy has nuts, and Mounds don't. That's the correct version of that. None of these horses look very well behaved. The two as well. He looks well behaved today, though, Chris. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. On break says a 735 daily double here. As we're about to go in the gate. Volume is on, so they should start having the talkies any minute now. The walkie and the talkie. So I'm not hearing anything. I'm just going to reset this real fast. We got Emerald coming online in 42 minutes.
Yeah, my trainer has a few horses down there today. Oldie, we'll take a look.
The horses are at the gate. It's now post time. Moving in for a start. Race number 7, the late pick 5 begins here. Cap Ferret is the race favorite at 4-5. I Love Venezuela, Vanishing Wish to the outside.
I'm with you, LA. I think the one got a big shot.
They're at the post. They're off.
One's such a tough place to break from.
Good start for the race favorite, Cap Ferrat, who heads off for the early advantage. Moving out the rail, Lilybird is up into second. Out in the middle, I Love Venezuela's an early third, and Divine Encounter looks for a home early. Back from there, it's Vanishing Wish in front of Windrush, then Sevilla and New Diamond, the trailer after a bad start. In other words, to the far turn they go. It's Cap Ferrat in front by a length and a half. I Love Venezuela second. Lilybird is now third, 3 better than Vanishing Wish fourth. Retreating to be fifth is Divine Encounter from an outside running Windrush. 3 in front of Sevilla, then New Diamond as they reach the top of the stretch. It's Cap Ferrat.
Is it bad that I want to call him New Diamond?
I Love Venezuela is second. Lilybird is third. Windrush down the center with Vanishing Wish. Off the turn in the stretch drive. 22 and 2 for the opening quarter. It's Cap Ferrat with an eighth of a mile remaining. Still 2 on top. Lilybird tries to move up toward her inside second. The rest are too far back. Here's a late run from Sevilla. In other words, an outside Windrush. It's Cap Ferrat in front. She wins by 2. Lilybird was second, third. Windrush up fourth. Sevilla.
That's a bummer. Need the one to press 7.
Apparently it's Cap Ferrat, not Cap Ferret. I don't know if I actually called it Cap Ferret, but all right. We have
couples. Arietta gone. Rocca Bowen is in town riding for Southie, and Zaya's been back aboard this week. So Edgar had a good day yesterday, still dominating in wins. Jaramillo, Paco out of town, but Zaya's back on the Saffies for sure.
Started the late pick 5 at Belmont at Aqueduct as well. Again, can't show it. We got 6 minutes before Laurel as well. Where do we want to go here?
I did not look at the Big A, but you're welcome to go there.
Long time stretch run horse here in Boston's Finest. Or Finest, but I'm going to say Phineas just to be me here. But that horse is running here, going to turf and going short, coming out of the Chad Brown barn to Bruce Brown. I believe no relation. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong there. That horse might have a little bit of a look. It's a big GSR drop here, or not big GSR, I'm sorry, big SOR drop here. And it does look like your favorite might get caught up in the early pace with the 4, who I think has a shot as well if it gets away. The 1 and the 8, they're all, I think, need to be on or near the lead. So, you could see an upset here from somebody coming off the pace, like Boston's Finest or Finest. But we can watch the race sim real fast. Someday we'll be able to have like AI put a race call AI on the race sim. That would be amazing. Yeah, so the 12 here at currently sitting at 5-1 wins the race sim late with a huge charge. It's a double blue arrow winner there.
Must be
For
the early
David
mix.
and his
There goes
donk.
I'm Kidding with the speed 2. I'm Kidding. Far outside is now about to cross over. And here's I'm Kidding with the head advantage. Tariga towards the inside. Now a clear second. Following them, that's Queen Atlas in the yellow cap, who's taken third. Shock is back to fourth. Dropping back, there's Royal Event, who's now in fifth and stacked up in behind. That's Spirit of Esther at top of the table. They got caught in some traffic mid-pack. Out wider, getting clear. It's Boston's Finest from the back of the pack, trying to run on. That's Lady Jasmine there with Perugia. 2 trailers. Line of right with Miss Bourbon. 22 seconds flat for that posted opening quarter mile. Tariga towards the inside, and I'm Kidding. I'm Kidding with a head advantage. Tariga battles on towards the inside, and Shock is back for more. Boston's Finest is trying to rally on. Perugia on the grandstand side. Lady Jasmine's in there too. Tariga has dispatched of I'm Kidding, but here comes a host of pursuers. Boston's Finest, Perugia making up a lot of ground and down towards the inside. Liner right out of nowhere with a rail skimming ride. Look at Liner rolling. Perugia is in front. Liner right.
How about that race sim? How about that race sim?
Perugia's in a photo there with an oncoming Miss Bourbon. Then came Boston's Finest with Tariga. A woman at 10.36 seconds.
I mean, I guess didn't win the race and finished second, but it looked like it won it. But that's basically, if you watch the stretch to the finish, here to have the 4 on the lead with the 1 turning for home, just like if you're watching, you're seeing in the replay, and then watch the 12 seemingly out of nowhere. All right, to Laurel. Laurel, the GSR is bad on the 6, who's 9-5, but I thought the 6 was your likely winner here. This looks like a maiden special weight in name only. The 3 Elon, has been running in maiden claimers. Hasn't shown much in maiden claiming, now is moving up to state bred maiden special weight. The 4 has been running in maiden claimers. The 7 is one of the ones, so that this is a fairgrounds horse here. Justin, do you remember this horse at all? The 1, Take the 5th?
No, I mean, I only ran once. I don't even remember this trainer, Kelly Rubley. Maybe a little bit remember the name, but no. Yeah, I know. I mean, only 4%. It hasn't really run, Oldy. It means run, but hits the board, and that horse doesn't have any speed is the problem. I mean, being on the rail like that with no speed, I think will be far too tough. But
the 2, the trainer, 0% with first-time starters, over 12 in the last year, but has a nice GSR. And then the 8 doesn't have a nice GSR and also, okay with first-time starters, but doesn't look very good to me here. So I just couldn't find a way and to get around the 6 here. You know, I did mention in my notes that the GSR drop, but does win the race in by 4.63 lengths. And they are approaching the gate. They are now on the turf course there. Kind of marching around. This is the last from Laurel.
The horses approaching the gate. Nearing the gate for the 9th race. Live racing action here at Laurel Park tomorrow and Memorial Day Monday, post time 12:10.
I do actually like that Laurel kind of starts early.
Horses, Sabrisa starting gate.
Willie, I like I think the 6 is hard to get around here. The 1 I think is the second best horse, but that's, as Justin mentioned, doesn't really have any speed and is in a tough post.
Railroad in.
While we're waiting for them to load here, just going to remind everybody, please hit the like and the subscribe button. And when you hit the subscribe button, if you have subscribed already, if you can select the all notifications link so we can notify you when shows are going to be coming up and going to be live, because we'll start using the community post feature as well. But we need people to click the all for notifications there if you can. Like, subscribe, all notifications under the bell. Thank you.
And they're off. Super Lasting Secret and Sure Meant to Be firing out together with Elon down inside, taken back a bit in third, had to check. And Nakanara's there on the outside. Nakanara and Elon back fourth inside of that. Now Elon going to tug along in between horses. Elon's charged up. Elon now eager to go. Sure Meant to Be. Elon's on the chase now out of the clear from the second spot. Nakanara's third. Super Lasting Secret another 6 or 7 back, and it's take the 5th. And Divine Swagger racing to the back of the pack, and one more way back as Railroad in. They race to the top of the stretch, quarter of a mile to go, second finish. Sure Meant to Be is a leader. Nakanara targets Elon's right alongside of that one, racing in third position. Super Lasting Secret, all the others, 3/16 left to run. And here comes Nakanara. Nakanara levels off on the outside. Is Sure Meant to Be. Nakanara from Sure Meant to Be. Elon is in third and take the 5th on the outside, moving to 4th. Here's Nakanara, clear at the end by 2. From Sure Meant to Be. Then it was
too
Elon.
fast.
Take the
5 5.5. It's like too high on a home run. Too fast. All right, that will close out our day at Laurel. And it's back to Monmouth. Unless you want to talk about, it did unshare. Hold on, let me fix that. I hate when it does that.
I got it, Oldie. It's a good one. State bred allowance, non-winners and one. I think this was the feature on the card, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Oh no, the stakes in the next race. But then they closed the starter allowance, which is a nice race too. But you could see here, we'll go back to the start. You definitely have various GSRs in play. 5-horse Cool Spite, second pick as well. Current top pick, 3-1 or 7-1. Sorry. Oldie, the 7 Red Head Italian, quite the name.
Yep.
Big favorite though, currently 6-5. There's a lot of speed here though, Oldie. That's why I was a little surprised.
And this horse looks like it needs to lead to me. No, thank you.
Yeah, right. I mean, 1 of 44 and now gets into it. I mean, I don't know what's happening here. So let's you have 385. You have the 5 with the GSR increase. The second pick pretty much shows going to try to come off the pace, right? The 3 probably a little bit closer, Oldy Park, but Cool Spite, second off the win in a 52, and didn't run last out. But Oldie, what I noticed here, altered course, had a really troubled trip. You probably could forgive that effort. And then went on the layoff. But Lynch, 17% first race back, I thought had a shot, Oldie. And then Oldy Park obviously just broke the maiden, but was game inside. But I ended up landing on the 5. I thought the price was fine, 7-1, even better, but that's where I landed. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I think that there's way too much speed here. I think that it's going to be somebody from off the pace. So, I think it's the 3, 4, 1, or 5. I'd eliminate the 8, 6, and 8, 6, 7, 2. Just throw them out altogether. I think the 3 or the 5 wins the race, but I'm going to box those 4 horses in a try here. The 3, 4, 1, 5. And hope that we can.
What about the 8? This horse you don't think can run?
I think it can run, but again, it's going to be caught up in that same pace.
Yeah, my only in the 7, I didn't now. I don't really know what to do with. I thought the 8 obviously had a look, but I agree with you. I thought somebody would come off the pace. I could see the 8 holding around though. Ends up running the race in 3rd there, but yeah, go Mariners. Oldie, have you seen my Mariners? They're still doing well.
I did actually. I saw a little bit yesterday. I don't know if you saw my Cubs scored they were down 6-2 going into the 7th, and scored I think 11 runs in the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
We in Little League, I flipped over to the video, Oldie, since they're going to approach the gate here at Monmouth Park. But we've had in the playoffs back-to-back walk-offs.
That's crazy.
We won in extras last game.
Crazy also for the level of excitement for the kids too.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I'll send you one of the videos. It's pretty classic. The Haskell's on the 19th. That's right after my birthday.
So when I was playing high school baseball, and we were in the playoffs there, our best player was a guy named Jay Mansavage, and he hit a opposite field game-winning home run in the first round of the playoffs to win 13-12 in extra innings. And
you still remember it, which is amazing.
No, I remember it because of this. And then went out the next day and threw a no-hitter.
That's classic. Did he ended up playing college baseball or anything?
He did, yes. He was drafted by the Astros in the 7th round and made it all the way to Double-A.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah.
He had an arm injury, which ended his career.
Scot-free, I feel, for anybody who is actually a White Sox fan. Ozzie Guillen was, he was all right, but Man, the White Sox. I mean, luckily, Oldie, you're a Cubs fan.
Looks like
All
the
right,
Reds
come on,
put up
cool
2 on
Spike.
the Cubs in the first inning,
Allison Park, redhead Italian.
which you might say the Cubs have them right where they want them right now.
Let her run. Second
I'm
to
playing
last.
a little exacta with the 5 and 3 too.
Howler.
And Coach
the
Stephen
outside.
Guerin's former Little League player, Pete Crow Armstrong, he was his coach. He had 2 home runs yesterday, too. He's now got 14 on the year.
He's chasing Cal in Seattle. PCA's
So
dope.
good.
Man. I really like him, Oldie.
Yeah.
And I know they're about to go, but yeah, the
We'll talk.
Rockies. Chris, good to see you, man.
And Lara. Redhead Italian on the lead with Little Leah. Little Leah charges in front from Redhead Italian. Howler to the outside. Those 3 across the track. She's a bombshell. Makes it 4 across the track down the back stretch. Allison Park in the 5th position, 2 off the pace. Another 2 lengths to let her run. Emily Reward second to last. Cool Spite at the back. At least she's got a fast pace to run into. They're down the back stretch here, and Howler is quickest of the pack. Goes off as the heavy favorite, 3-5 Howler as she goes into the forward turn, 2 ahead. Little Leah surges and is second, now loses position and loses that second position to Redhead Italian as they round the turn. Allison Park's trying to make a move on the outside, claiming third from a weakening Little Leah. Then she's a bombshell. Cool Spite's trying to get into it on the rail. She's slipping inside of 3 runners and trying to move forward as they come to the top of the lane. Howler in the meantime, she's still clear. Allison Park second, Redhead Italian on the wrong lead, third and struggling. Furlong to go. Howler just keeps going. Howler has opened up 4 lengths.
Speed of the speed.
Pole, and Howler.
Yeah, that was the play, the 853 try.
Full Spite
Yeah.
rounds out the Cat Lynch exacta.
I thought that 8 would be tough, Oldie. That was a little bit of my concern. I 21 and 4. Wow, nice run though for the 8 horse there. Nine and 51. Yeah, that team is in serious trouble. You know, it might go down as the worst team ever.
And it's hard to be the worst team ever because the White Sox, a couple times last year, won 1 game in a month, multiple months.
I know, Oldie. I don't know. Man, that would have been a good try. That was the play. But I did place a win place on the. I did place a win place on the that 5, but the try was the play there, Oldie.
For sure. All right, back to Anita, I guess.
The Great Race Place.
Yeah, let's go to the Great Race Place. Easy for somebody else other than me to say.
Wait, you were on the Santa Anita show yesterday. Were you covering today?
Yes, but the late pick 5, not the early. But yeah, had a lot of fun with those guys. You know, we had a couple of Calbrads, we had an Indiana, and a couple of Ships and Winds with Chappie and I both being from the Midwest. So, but all right, so lots of first-time starters, Calbrads, 2-year-olds here in this race. Let's start the race sim.
Why is Smiling Carmen not taking any money for Paramount?
Do not know. I mean, 34% maybe takes money late here.
I mean, wins the race sim like by, well, I guess a length, but wow.
And you know, the 6 is taking all the money. The 6 and the 5 are taking the money.
Well, the 5's bet off a 5-1 morning line, which the EquinEdge long shot picked that, or the Scotty long shot picked that horse up, Oldie. I mean, obviously working well.
And the trainer is 10% with first time starters. You know, he usually has them pretty ready. You know, Parabon, the GSR is bad, but at 4.5, most of them tend to be bad.
That's,
as
I mean,
well.
not a bad price. Similar to that 5 in the last race.
Yeah, and you see here that Mike Salata thought that you needed to watch the tote on the 2 to see if it takes money. But I thought the 10 had a shot to get away here potentially from the outside for Hansen. Second time starter. It's currently sitting at 7-2, 16% in second lifetime starts. But my screen is not up there. I'm up there. How did that happen? There we go.
Parabon in bad. Parabon maybe is bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Chris definitely knows.
But I mean, that horse is 5-2, Oldie, on the E morning line.
And top pick, is.
I mean, it has big work. I mean, that 2 horse looks fit, and the race him picking it up. So.
Yeah, a couple of really nice works, but I was really interested in if the 5 was one of the horses I was interested in. The 10 and the 6 were the other ones with the 2 there. That I went 4 wide here. Very true, Chris. But apparently, would you rather have somebody not pay their feed bill or not pay their labor bill? Because Asmussen, it came out again that he's under orders to pay his bills after he went out and said that somebody was riding a horse like a rented mule.
Oldie, I saw that. Well, that wasn't very nice of him to say.
No, and
I mean, especially for Umberto. I mean, I don't know. There's people. It's so many critiques. Chris, there's no way you bet that parlay.
Lady Victoria.
12-1. I'm surprised it wasn't higher than 12-1.
Redhead Italian on the lead with Little Leah. Little Leah charges in front from Redhead Italian. Howler.
Okay, well, I didn't turn the sound off, but luckily they're having trouble getting people in the gate. So
the track down the back stretch. Allison Park in
the Chris Couples. That's true, right?
Rider is off. Bella Chavella.
Oh, not yet.
Yeah,
I couldn't see you, Chris. There's no way I could see you bet that.
Still unwritten, awaiting her turn.
And we're still unwritten. And again, I'm going to remind everybody to hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell after you hit subscribe, and click all to get the notifications when we go live. Appreciate it, everyone. Thank you for tuning in on this one of 2 weeks we have between the Triple Crown races. All fly high.
Reloaded. And they're off. Very awkward start for Smiling Carmen, and a rocket start for Shady Stripes.
Watch, gonna come flying.
And opens up 2 in a hurry. Still unwritten, comes away a close-up second. Then it's Liberation in third, followed at the rail by Love of the Nile. Bella Chavella is 6 lengths off the lead. That Ain't Right is next. Smiling Carmen second to last, and Lady Victoria is at the back of the field. They're coming to the quarter pole, and it's Shady Stripes, the leader, narrowly a 3-wide bid coming from Liberation, who's moving smoothly after the top pair. Has still unwritten, now back to third. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go, and Shady Stripes goes on, has to fend off Liberation. Shady Stripes, Liberation alongside, and Liberation to the front. Shady Stripes is fighting, but second best to Liberation. Liberation scores by 2. Shady Stripes second. Still unwritten third in front of That Ain't Right.
Liberation liberated this maiden special weight and is no longer a maiden. And we got 1 minute to Gulfstream here. Usually Sanita and Gulfstream are pretty good about not going off on top of each other. Justin, where were you here? Because I did not at Gulfstream trust Grand Mo the first.
Yeah, I actually agree with you, Oldie, but I did think Grandma the first would be tough. I thought Fit here. I actually ended up putting the 6 on top. I could see an angle on the 7 as well, Oldie. So I was 6-2-7. I thought Tokayo for me was a good price, has speed. They're going 7.5, and you got one of the best out of the gate. And Amicio Jaramillo riding, he's going to break well. They drop an SOR, 4 points. There's a big rail there, Oldie. Didn't get the lead in the last 2 races. When you go back, I mean, of course, as to be expected, he runs his best races right up on the lead, Oldie. Yeah. And I thought Amicio could try to steal one on the front end here. So, but I Grandma the first, I was my second pick, but I ended up putting the Tokayo on top.
Yeah, so I really had a lot of interest in Tap It, Kissed It, Win It. Tough to say. 2-0 on the turf. Went up way too high against on the synthetic. GSR went down 15 points. Didn't want the service in the grade 3 gray at Woodbine, coming off the I don't know how I enlarged that like that, but let's get that fixed here. Coming off the layoff for Cassie, you're getting 10-1 here. GSR pops back up. I thought this horse might have a big look, but I could see the 6 going gate to wire as well here.
All right, we're gonna flip over, Oldie. Are they getting close?
Yeah. Well, it's Gulfstream, so they're always a little behind.
Oh, yeah, they're a ways behind. They're not even on the turf course yet. Jay, you liked the 3 and the 4.
4 definitely looks like it does not have a lot of turf breeding, low GSR. But I agree, the 6 has a shot here. I mean, there's no reason that it couldn't go gate to wire. If the 4 gets a bad break, which it's been breaking poorly, but it's also a sprinter. So on the stretch out, it might show more speed, but the 6 might have a bigger pace advantage than even this indicates, even though the race sim doesn't have the 6 getting the lead.
The rail's out, Oldie. So, I thought could be dangerous. We must be talking about different 6s, Chris. I also like Oldie, did you single in your pick 5?
Yeah, I singled at 7 in the first leg.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. What do you have here?
For some reason, I have the 4, which I would have wanted the 6. I must have mistyped. But I
think the 4 is not bad. The price of the 6 is crazy. 12.
I'm 2, 4, 5, 7.
Got it.
On my screen, Chris, the 6. I'm looking on the wrong screen. Yeah, the 6 has a big GSR drop. He's right. Drops almost 20 points, going from 8 to 7.5.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about that with speed like that. I'm not. You know what I mean? So.
I'm not hearing any sound. Are you guys hearing sound?
No.
That's because I didn't turn it
He's
on.
going to be able to clear some inside traffic. He might not get the rail, though, as the favorite Grand Mo the First is in tight but marching to challenge. Up on the yacht side, that's Eldest Son, and from between horses, Abrir Caminos. Back in the field are Like the King and Tap It, Kiss It, Win It. Around the first turn they go. Tokayo has the lead. He's almost worked over to the rail now. Now he is on the rail, on top by a length from Eldest Son in second. Reyes has the favorite Grand Mo the First at the inside in third. Tap It, Kiss It, Win It. He's up on the outside. Abrir Camino between horses, and the trailer is Like the King. The quarter speed was 23 and 3.
Not say what I was
The
going
race to the half-mile point. Tokayo and Jaramillo on top by almost a length. Eldest Son is second. At the inside, it's Grand Mo the First who bides time while racing in third. Cap It, Kiss It, Win It. He's up on the outside fourth. In between horses, Abrir Caminos, and at the rail, it's Like the King. Around the far turn they race, 46 and 2 for a half-mile speed. Tokayo tries to brave it up. He leads by a length and a half. Trying to work to his flank now is Grand Mo the First. He's floating out Eldest Son, who's right there third. These three at the top of the lane go two better than Abrir Caminos. They're on their way home. Things get tight for Grand Mo the First. He's tightened up for room here. Up on the inside, Tokayo fights on outside. It's now Eldest Son. Switched off their heels is Grand Mo the First. Final 16th of a mile. Grand Mo the First is surging at the new leader, Eldest Son. Eldest Son, Grand Mo the First, lifting Eldest Son.
I knew that 7.
Yeah, but,
Eldest Son and Miguel
but
Vasquez
who
win
caused
narrowly
the
over
space
Grand Mo
there?
the
Is
First. He
there
was
a
unlucky while second. Tokayo third.
Stuart? The Stewart's
126 and 3.
unsure, and he's hanging the inquiry sign there.
My internet's a little spotty, so it was like cutting out and choppy and so I didn't get to see the squeeze. But did the two get squeezed and then have to go outside? Is that what happened?
Yeah. So I'm not sure who caused that, or whether they're going to just determine that the space wasn't there. Definitely was not a bump.
I don't think that'll be on the 7. I think he'll be fine. But that's a nice win by the 7 there. I thought that horse had a look to beat that too, Oldie. But
yeah, I just didn't trust the 2. I mean, if you go back and look at the 2's races, finishing second is kind of good. The horse's name really should be Grand Mo the Second.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of those turf efforts on Grand Mo the second there. Second last time out, seconded lots of second and thirds, and only 2 wins. Doesn't look like they're going to hang any kind of inquiry as of right now. So again, we got a little bit of a break. This is where we've been going to the Aqueduct audio. We also have 4 minutes to Emerald. Here, if we want to talk an Emerald race.
Sure. I'm down.
Because we can show that. Aqueduct, I'll just say I like the 2, the Pletcher horse, War Officer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a foul claim lodged here. We also have a stewards inquiry.
There it is.
It's looking at the same possible infraction. Jockey Leonel Reyes, rider of 2, Grand Mo the First, who finished second, has lodged a claim of foul against jockey Miguel Vasquez, rider of 7, Eldest Son, the unofficial winner, alleging interference at the top of the stretch. The stewards inquiry is illuminated to look at the same possible infraction. Inquiry, objection, top 2 involved here.
We gonna watch that, Oldie?
Let's keep an eye on that. They're not showing anything right now. So let's take a quick look at Emerald. And you know the trainers here, so I'll let you talk about Emerald a little bit here.
Yeah, I was looking really quick, Oldie, just to my trainer. I mentioned she had a few horses, but not here.
Yeah, they're showing the.
We can watch this real quick. So the 6 floats out, right?
That's what I see. Yeah,
but the 7 did kind of. We'll have to watch that again. It's hard. It's easier to see on the left side.
Yeah, that's what I'm staring at right now. 6 definitely.
I don't. There's
That
seven.
looked like a
This,
6 to me.
Race at Emerald Downs starts our early
yeah.
4.
That's the 6, Oldie. The 7 didn't do anything. The 7 almost ran straight the whole time to make sure that they weren't. Nothing's changing. It's gonna stay the same.
So we'll have a
Well,
pick 3 starting every race.
I don't. In these situations, you never know what stewards are going to do.
No. There's nothing to be. Yes, I agree, Noah. Oldie's looking for something that's not there. It's beautiful in the Pacific Northwest, Emerald Downs. You can see that, Oldie. We're
Looks like
in
a gorgeous day. Yeah.
we're in Eastern Washington, and it's in the 80s. I think it's in the 70s at home. So yeah, no, and it's supposed to be in the 80s next week. Yeah, we're looking. I'm not sure, Willie. I thought the first race was it definitely was not, a strong, confident play for me. Krieger and McKenna hit well. And watch the video for me, Oli, just so I know we don't have a lot of time, but let's watch the race sim. They're going 2 churns. They have it's a true 8 furlong mile. Speed, Emerald KR Rules has speed, and Emerald Downs can be pretty speed favoring. So I'd be looking there right now. We're getting 6-1. Blues Rapper 9-2, and for whatever reason, the 1 doesn't show up in the picks, but 6 is out on the lead, has the bronze badge, looks to be the speed of the race. The 2 probably needs the lead, and only the 6 takes him all the way. Fairly easy as well. So Martinez here, Alexis Martinez.
By the way, we're official. No change at Gulfstream.
That's good. No, it's not a bull ring, Scott. I mean, it's a true 8 furlong mile. There's no bull ring. That up at Hastings. But yeah, that makes sense, Alan. But, Washington bred, comes from Harbor of the Gold. That's one of the big sires out here. But, has been running at Turf Paradise, Oldie versus Tougher, 1 of 40 going 8 furlongs. Then they came to Emerald, faced 2 Tough in a 46, and now drop. So you get Orozco rides. He's just fine. And, wins fairly easily. So the other Blues Rapper, and then we can look at the 1. But also comes from Turf Paradise, but, comes from, not from about the same conditions and not winning down there. So that's why I like the 6, Oldie. It was at least coming from tougher races and then did run well at that 6 furlongs. And now they get back 9-point GSR increase, right? And they won at 8. So you can see back here, Source has run at Emerald last year, shown some ability to even come off the pace. So maybe a little bit of tactical speed, but might just get the lead only and be gone. So,
yeah, I thought that the other one I had a little bit of interest as a long shot was the 7. He's in it to win it. Hasn't been in it to win it for a while, but second, another one coming in from Turf Paradise, second race here at Emerald. I thought this horse could have a little bit of a look with Alvarado aboard.
All right, you're on the 7. I'm on the 6.
All right, they are getting close to the gate here.
Oh, sorry. Oh. Sorry, that was a little crazy. I pulled it off, everybody, just because they play music there and we can get kind of clipped for.
Yeah. All right, I got the sound off, so
okay,
you can put it back up.
All right. That looks like they could have a turf shoot right there. Do you see that? And then that could be a turf course on the inside. But that was never meant to be, it looks like.
Well, right now, we just need to make sure they get to next season. But, the demand opens up.
Well,
I mean, this is a good sized field for Emerald.
they're going to have a lot bigger fields, Oldie. We'll keep talking about them, but with all the they're shipping up from Turf Paradise, and then obviously there is a lot of Northern California horses that have been shipping up and trainers showing up here. So
Yeah.
I love it. They actually, for like a family day, everybody sees those crazy videos, right, of the grandparents running or the dogs or whatever, the dinosaur race, but they always have a good time. So it's fun down there for the kids too.
Yeah, and I think I heard tomorrow there's some gimmick at San Anita. I can't remember what they said on the San Anita show. That what they have running other than horses, but there's something other than horses running as well.
All right, sound now.
As they make way round the Mount Rainier turn.
Yeah, corgis.
On the front end, the leaders
Corgis,
go
that's what it was,
strides
yes.
apart. Beirut's Tribute sent to the front now from the outside. Along the rail comes How Do You Like Me Now? Racing with a ground-saving trip at the rail. He's in it to win. It's into third from the outside. A length to KR Rules, making up the top four. Then there's a gap of 5. Back to Laura's Kiddo, some 7 or 8 away from the leader. Along the outside, Blues Rapper begins to pick up the running in stride with Beskar Stalitz perched up 4 wide off the rail as they continue the run for the far turn, less than a half mile away. First half in 45 and 90.
I'm really not sure why the two came so far off the rail.
3/8 of a mile away now, and Beirut's Tribute continues to lead it.
Come on,
At
6.
the inside.
Well, he's in it to win it,
is
is in it
right
to finish
there.
last.
And KR Rules from the outside as they run to the top of the
The one
stretch.
looks tough
Little
here.
wide.
6
I mean,
ran
really,
good
what
weight.
what is
Top
the
of the
jockey?
lane.
What is the two
Beirut's
doing?
Tribute is wide open on the outside.
Couldn't
now, and
churn,
has
man.
Completely left the door open.
No,
as
but
they
he had
head for
come
home
off the
now.
rail to
And
begin
with a
with.
furlong to go.
Yeah.
How Do You Like
It was
Me
just
Now is
very
taking
strange.
advantage and pulled away by 3.5. Stay Lit is gaining late into second from the outside. 100 yards for home, though. How Do You Like Me Now on cruise control wins it by 5. Close race for second. Stay Lit may have edged into that. From Blues Rapper, Beskar followed. Laura's Kiddo, KR Rules to
All right, we're going in the gate at Monmouth.
Signator, the first one to go in. Forever Super coming up. Highest Distinction walking forward in Otago.
And I was
There are no
3-1-4
words. Position 3.
on the preview show here.
He's Pure Gold, post position number 8. The 2 New Jersey breds working with them. There are no words, post 3. Still coming up to the gate. Now he's in. And He's Pure Gold goes forward. 2 back. Balloony. And to the outside post, Fulmineo. We're ready to go in the Cliffhanger Stakes.
Good old Cliff
And
in his hanger.
Lara, good beginning for all. He's Pure Gold bounced into the bridle right away, but There Are No Words is quickest and comes out of the chute with the lead. Balloony takes second, Forever Super third, with He's Pure Gold to the outside. Signator the Gray is 5th as they come by us. Then Highest Distinction shuffled back to the second last spot. Otago towards the back with Fulmineo as the 8 runners approach the clubhouse turn. The New Jersey bred, There Are No Words off the layoff for Chuck Spina. Leads the way at a sensible clip. Leads a length and a tail from Balloony in second. Forever Super in a pocket third to the inside of He's Pure Gold. Then Signator, Highest Distinction. They run as a pair. The last 2 pretty much together. Fulmineo and Otago as they make their way up the back stretch. 6 or 7 lengths from first to last. 23-2 the first quarter. And There Are No Words delegates to set the pace here. A length in front. Balloony in a good spot second. There Are No Words opens up the lead to a length and a tail on Balloony. Forever Super third. He's Pure Gold, shown more rain in the 4th position. Signator joins him while going well from the inside. Highest Distinction 3 wide with that pair. Fulmineo is 4 deep with that party going into the turn. And Otago is at the rear as they charge into the turn here. There are no words. A neck in front of Forever Super. Baloney is giving way. He's done and not being persevered with, is plummeted to the back. Forever Super comes calling for the lead and grabs it. There are no words is second. Signator boxed in behind Horsey. He's got horse, but he's got nowhere to go. He's trying to get outside Signator. Forever Super, a good horse here, got the jump. Forever Super, 2 lengths ahead. Highest distinction second. Otago from the rear has taken third with a 16th to go. Forever Super asked for his best. Highest distinction. And Otago, who's surging on the outside. Here comes Otago. Otago. Axel Concepcion.
That was awesome. It's always fun to see that on the turf.
12-1 in the cliffhanger.
Got a big price too. Wow.
All right. I believe we still have.
We going to Woodbine?
It's where I was checking right now. Got 5 minutes to Woodbine, 9 minutes to San Anita here.
So I saw that Mike Saletta had some notes on the 215. Hey Paula, Oli. I think we've covered this horse on the stretch run for probably years when Hey Paula was down at Gulfstream Park. I mean, it's so funny. I swear there's some of these horses that we've covered for such a long time.
And seemingly she runs like every 2 weeks. You know, up until the end of the Woodbine meet. I mean, she didn't run in the winter this year, but last year she ran 14 times and won once.
She rarely wins, but she won. She won last winter. I thought this was a little bit too tough for her though, but
you know, the 5 is going to need some pace to run into. Aaron might be coming from too far back. It's going to be about 3 lengths back at the start.
There is a lot of speed though.
For sure.
I mean, the 2, 4, and 6 all may go.
Yeah, but the 4, I mean, the 4's only gone once.
Yeah, but
4 races.
But I think that's this horse's best chance. I think Eswan Flora is sending here on the 4. I like the 3-1 E morning line there because it shows that horse could improve, is what it tells me. I think I might like somebody coming off the pace like the 5 or the 6, the long shot, but that horse looks like it needs the lead. It is dropping, but
yeah, I mean, I didn't love the 6 here. I think I'd be 2-5, and then as I look here, maybe the 3 for third, 2-5-3 here.
yes, Oldy in the chat, the Luis was asking for Churchill.
When is the next Churchill race? Because I do not have it on they're already off.
Oh, we missed. Yeah, and Luis, sorry, we'll talk Churchill maybe at some point. We try to keep with the races we can show. I'm not sure I trust the 2 here, Oldie. I think I would probably land on the 5 on the drop, and I think this horse gets the pace set up today. I mean, they are cutting back to 7, but it did show some speed going 2 turns. So with that pace up front, you know, and has run well at 6, sprinting, stocking the pace. I'm on the 5. You know, 5-2, not a great price, but that's probably where I'd land.
All right, I am, like I said, I'm 2-5-3 here. You know, I guess the 4 could get a piece. I mean, the 4 did come from off the pace in breaking its maiden first time out as well. So if it were to return to that run style and form, you know, that it could get a piece here as well, and that would be another one to use in that third spot potentially.
It definitely does not look warm up in Canada.
It does not. It's not all that warm in Chicago either. It's in the like mid 60s right now. But it's Woodbine, so they go right in the gate when they come around the corner there. I'll keep an eye on San Anita for us.
What do you mean? At other places, they don't go right into the gate?
I mean, you haven't seen them shuffle around in Gulfstream as an example.
They're moving in for a start, and Hey Paula has gone in. I'm into
They're just
Mischief,
trying to
has
make
gate number
sure.
2. Talk to you later.
Oh,
about
it's
to
been
come up.
raining,
Determined
Sylvain.
first,
42
Pierre,
degrees Fahrenheit.
moving in pretty
Oh,
well.
no.
The outside
Ugh.
never silent, and they'll be
I
sent
feel
away.
for
The
you.
Catherine Day Phillips runner goes to the outside
Could we
gate.
stabilize
With
the
Dramaron
camera,
on never
please, Phil?
silent. So the field is all in, locked up for the start at the 7 furlongs. And they're off, and a very good even break. Away sharply, never silent on the outside. Miss Pierre the centre, and showing early speed
Come
is
on,
I'm into
speed.
Mischief on the
Push
inside.
that
That
too.
trio got away early from Talk to You Later. And over on the
Yes.
inside, second last is Hey Paula, and last early Determined first. Running to the front, Miss Pierre. Being prodded, though, by Never Silent on the outside.
You're
Taking
gonna
the drop
take
in
back.
third is I'm into Mischief. A half a length away, Talk to You Later. Back second last, Hey Paula. And last of all is Determined first. No change to the running order at the 4.5, and showing the way Miss Pierre through a first quarter in 22 and 3. Miss Pierre by a length and a quarter, Never Silent in second. I'm into Mischief on the inside, running really relaxed in fourth. Talk to You Later. A length and a half away, Determined first, and Hey Paula. They start the run off the turn to the 3/8, and there hasn't been much change. And showing the way on the inside,
And
Miss
the two
Pierre
can't
from
rate
Never
at all.
Silent attacking strongly.
Mm-mm.
Talk to You Later's rolling home after the pair of them really strongly, and Never Silent the new leader.
6
Immediately
has a lot of
challenged
horse,
by
though.
Talk to You
Wow.
Later the outside. Determined first, running on as heads turn for home, and
No,
Never
6,
Silent
I
first
think
for the
it's going to be
judge.
empty when they
Taken on
turn
by
for home.
Talk to You Later on the outside, and Talk to You Later sidles
Come
up
on,
to Never
5.
Silent. They've raced well clear down the
Oldie,
outside.
let's keep
Determined
it
first,
going.
but inside the final furlong, and
Beat the
Talk to You
3
Later
in the
opening up
6.
on the opposition. Looked $1
Much the
million
best.
in the post parade and is going to win easily. Talk
6
to You
is
Later.
gas,
Had a
too.
lot
Let's
to
see if the
say.
3 gets
Talk to
there.
You Later goes on to win by
Second.
about
Yeah.
5 lengths.
3 will.
Determined first got up to run second, then Never Silent and Hey Paula, and the time
5 gets the win.
1:23.55.
And Scott, I agree. Horses, yes, Alan, that's a good boom. I know we're going to San Anita. And Scott, horses do love those cooler temps, right? Don't need to be in the big, all the heat.
All right, San Anita. I thought that Odie's memory lane, not Oldie's memory lane, mind you, but Odie's memory lane, this horse has failed to get home several times, but I thought today might be the day. That state bred maiden special weights, there's just no speed anywhere else here, it looks like. You have a 45-point pace advantage. And nobody who really looks like they're big closers either.
My big thing, Oldie, you can toss the last. Go back to the 4 real quick. I like the 4. I agree with you. Just a lot of people would see this and it's burn money. I can't bet this here. Like I don't like it. But I think you said it looks to have a big pace advantage. But what I like, Oldie, is when you go last out, they were in the 10 post and the 12 post, had to send. That was a 54, so 6 points higher. But when you look at those 50 and 46s, even though she got in an easy lead, she was in the 8 post and the 7 post there. Much bigger fields, probably tougher races than she faces today. So keep going. I agree with you on the 4. I thought she had a good look at 2-1.
And I didn't love the 6 here. I don't see the 8-5 here. I mean, the 6 has basically done the same thing the 4 has done, just without being on the lead. And same with the 2, but if I had to choose between the 6 and the 2, I think I prefer the 2. They're going in the gate here. So let me get us switched over and up there. And we will find out.
These are races, even though you have a 0 for 6 in the 4, none of these like to win, Oldie. The 7's 0 for 24. The 8 has no shot. I think today is the day, and you're getting a better price than the 6.
Hello,
So
kiddo.
we're gonna find out. We just need Edwin to ration a little speed up front here, Oldie. He doesn't need to
Silver
do anything
Flirt.
crazy.
And religiously.
Well, we need to get out of the gate first. That's always the.
They're in the gate. Ooh,
And
that is
the
number
6
6.
broke through the gate.
Hello, kiddo, who jumped out of the gate.
That's
Not
not
what you
our
wanna see,
horse,
odds of
Oldie, so
3 to
that's
2.
good.
No.
But the horse was immediately
Nice catch by the
apprehended.
assistant starter.
And we'll be heading right back into the gate. A little bit of a
Who did you like as second, Oldie?
Start
Remind
there.
me, but not the
I like the
6,
slow
2
down
as
and get
second.
back in.
Okay. See if this 4 goes off as the favorite. Yep, just
And
flip
some
to
money
the
comes in
favorite.
on
The 4
Odie's
did.
memory lane to make her the favorite.
Good luck, Chris. Crush it, buddy.
Good luck, Chris. And we're all counting on you.
Two. And they're off.
And the 4 popped a little bit there. Isn't
Tis
going to get an
Sunrise,
easy lead.
Odie's memory lane religiously, and hello, kiddo, but it's Odie's memory lane who establishes a clear-cut early advantage. Religiously second, hello, kiddo, third, OK Rose, and Tis Sunrise. Wildcat Dancing is second to last, and the
Hey,
early
Tony.
trailer is Silver Flirt. It's Odie's memory lane, hugging the rail and leading by a length and a half. Religiously is second, 2 clear of hello, kiddo, who's taken in hand third. Another couple to OK Rose, 5 lengths off the lead.
Ryan Edwin's standing,
His Sunrise is next. Racing
trying to slow
right
the horse
next
down.
to Wildcat Dancing.
And they went 23 and
Silver
2,
Flirt.
so. But
Too fast.
I bet-
think,
Odie's
for
memory
this
I bet
level.
they go
bounding along
47-ish.
uncontested with religiously
yeah,
still
47
second.
and 1.
Hello, kiddo is third. OK Rose fourth, 4 lengths off the lead, 3 lengths clear of Wildcat Dancing. Tis Sunrise, who was just passed by Silver Flirt. Odie's memory lane has been left alone on the front
Come on,
end.
4, kick away.
Tormo asking hello, kiddo to take up the chase, but is almost 3 lengths behind in second. Here's OK Rose putting in a bid on the inside of Religiously, who's dropping back. Then Wildcat Dancing.
All right,
Odie's
Oldie,
memory
come on.
lane sailing along.
Come on.
OK Rose takes up the chase nicely into
4.
second. These are the 2.
Ah,
OK Rose.
come on,
within
4.
2.5
Yeah,
of
we
Odie's
got it.
memory
Come
lane.
on, where's
on,
the
baby.
wire? Where's the wire?
Odie's memory lane.
Where's the
OK
wire?
Rose
Oh, we're going to
stride,
not get
though,
it.
and
No.
OK Rose
Close.
gets up
Oh,
on Mondo
man.
Ayuso, who kept after this filly until she
that was
ran down
close.
Odie's memory lane. Hello, kiddo was third.
Okay,
Wildcat
Today
Rose
was
got
not
there.
today, guys.
5-2 on the morning line, or on the went off at live odds on that 2 horse. That's a nice run. The 6 horse
Yeah.
broke through the gate, didn't help.
Well,
Oldie,
the little
what
bit
do
of
you-
the hop at the start was the difference in that race.
Yeah, I agree. If would have got a better break, would have probably had a little bit of an easier lead, right? Yeah.
Yep. For sure.
I
Wow.
thought that the 6 would. I know there was only 28% to win. I thought this horse would be tough here, Oldie. In race 9.
Yeah.
8-5, fine price. Not really that great of a group, I thought. So, has speed on the Tapita sprinting. I know there might be some other speed, but I think Edwin Sen, I think he'd get away here. But we shall see. What'd you use in your pick 5?
I used 1, 2, 6, 7.
Okay.
So obviously I'm rooting for an upset here, but the 1's a little interesting here for Sanchez off the claim. With Zayas aboard, he's 24% off the claim. And I did think the 7 had a little bit of a look just as the only horse that might be coming from off the pace. Yeah, Cody, I don't think the 4 stopped there. I think the 4 hopped at the start, and that forced him to rush up.
Yeah. But I get the note too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you talked about the 2
Approaching
coming
starting
second. I
gate.
mean,
Final
maybe
call for your wagers.
it just looked like the 4 was going to be able to get a little bit loose there, which it did, but it took a little bit too much effort and couldn't hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's a good read, Cody. I mean, play it 2-4 and probably, I don't know what it paid. I'd guess it still paid like 5 or 6 to 1.
Yeah.
The horses are at the gate. It's now post time. Moving in for race number 9, even money choice, Fortuna Bell. Edwin Gonzalez riding for Rohan Crichton. Into line goes Lita.
Rohan and his Crichton.
Founders Day and Fair Hope Curly, the last 2 to move in.
That 4, I wouldn't call it a big horse. I'd call it a long horse.
They're at the post, and they're off. The race favorite Fortuna Bell gets the first call, taken on for the advantage by Minxie, who's now moving on. Minxie and Fortuna Bell lock horns. Fair Hope Curly makes it a party. These 3 across the course early. Back from behind the speed, it's Chloe's Toy racing together with Lita. Out in the middle goes Now Showing. The 2 at the back, Dove in Charge and Founders Day. They complete the opening quarter and swing to the far turn. Fair Hope Curly shoves ahead on top. Right back at her, Fortuna Bell second, 2 back to Lita, who's in a good spot third. Dropping back is Minxie, threading through traffic is Chloe's Toy as they reach the top of the stretch. Founders Day tries to get a rally together as they race for home. On the outside, it's Fair Hope Curly, who's now taken a clear lead. Fortuna Bell is back against the inside to try to fight back. From the outside, Lita's off cover, 2 better than Chloe's Toy. They're on their way home. Here comes Lita. Lita down the center with all the momentum to take the lead. From way out of it, it's Founders Day closing pink color stand side.
I'll
Final
take it.
16th of a mile. Lita clear by 2. Trying to get into second. Founders Day. She's battling with Dove in Charge. Lita in front. Founders Day does get second. It's very close for third. Either Dove in Charge or Fortuna Bell in 104 flat.
Marginal second choice or third choice, depending on where the money actually was. But that's 2 pretty big favorites beaten there in a row. And let's see, what do we have coming up here? Looks like Emerald's the next thing we have coming up again, or Monmouth, which is 8 minutes away. You're muted, Justin.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, but it doesn't matter either way. Well, we can go to Emerald first.
Yeah,
since
Monmouth
we
does
had-
tend to post drag too.
Nice nice starter allowance. So the 3 looks to be the speed, but very low win percent. 3% only. I don't even know who that trainer is. There's a lot of jockey. I don't know who the trainer is either. Jorge.
Grape Nuts Warrior is definitely a horse I've heard of. I think it was at one time in the Chad Brown barn, like for a long time.
No, it was. I mean, look at that. That's a long time ago, though. Back in 2021 and 2022.
Yeah, that was the horse that all the brown horses used to train with, but would never win.
Oh, really?
In the brown barn, yeah. No early speed at all is what I remember about it. And that still seems to be the case. So for old time's sakes, I'm going to say that Grape Nuts Warrior will finish no better than second.
You're going to key that horse in second.
I said no better. It doesn't mean I still haven't decided where I'm keying the horse. It might be third. Because Clayton Delaney loves second place as well.
Well, I know that's kind of the problem about this race. I mean, they've all been racing a bit. I mean, they both have 5 wins, so not terrible. I mean, Cruz is riding Grape Nuts Warrior, Oldie, and he rode last out, came late, ran 4th. He rides back. He's been kind of dominating the last couple of years at Emerald Downs. I mean, 3-2 E morning line, Oldie, and only getting bet to 3-1. There's the speed up here looks cheap.
I don't know if JT's watch looks that cheap. Last time out at Emerald, going 8, almost got home.
I don't think this horse, I mean, why are they not getting the lead? I guess they did last time. But Oldie, that was a 48 8K claimer. Now they're dropping into a starter allowance, and all these horses are protected. I don't see it, but I just think that if that horse might not even get the lead. I mean, the 4 might get the lead.
And Grape Nuts Warrior won a 48. I mean, the Clayton Delaney, at least has a win in a 52 at Turf Paradise. And it's at 7-2. I don't see the 4 at all. Again, another horse with just no pace. Granted, it did actually show speed in a couple of these races, so maybe this horse has some tactical speed. I'm going to go with the 1, Clayton Delaney.
You're not playing Grape Nuts Warrior?
I am not on top, no.
The price is better on the 1.
But a 1-6 exacta here, maybe?
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's what I'm thinking. All right, let me move Woodbine out. We'll bring Emerald in. It's very bright there. I won't turn the sound on until they get to the gate. But John Lindley likes Grape Nuts Warrior there.
He does. I see that.
And I don't know if any of you have ever eaten grape nuts, but if you like eating sand, that should be their slogan. Their marketing slogan.
That's why, are grape nuts even around anymore?
I'm going to assume so. I'll have to look next time I'm in the grocery store. I mean, if Wheaties are still around, doesn't grape nuts still have to be around? Breakfast of Champions.
Did you say Wheaties?
Yes, even though I don't know anybody who ever ate Wheaties because they were gross.
I mean, didn't Michael Jordan eat Wheaties? Isn't
No, not that I know of. I know it was Bruce Jenner who was their spokesperson for a long, long time. But I don't know that he actually ate it. Other than in the commercials. This is a very Golden Gate-like field. Maybe one too many horses, but
The 6 pedal to metal in the next race looks good. Maybe it's the 4 is taking money, man.
4 is taking a ton of money. It was a silver badge, horse to watch.
The 4.
Again, please hit the like and subscribe and click the bell for notifications as well. You got a white horse, a gray horse. In the first 2 posts. 9-2 on the one, Clayton Delaney right now.
Good price.
By the way, I don't know if you saw in the Gulfstream Stakes race, the other speed got scratched out. So I think it was your 2 horse. Now it's kind of lone speed there.
Yeah. Yep. Next race, race 10. Sound.
All right. Coming.
Runner's way. It's a good start for all. Wine and Whiskey broke smartly. A Mirage going straight after the lead now. And Clayton Delaney's tucked along at the rail with JT's Watch gaining on the outside as they make way round the Mount Rainier turn. And the leader is Mirage, who's blazing the trail out here as they prepare for the backstretch run. On the inside, Wine and Whiskey racing second by
4-5, Oldy. What?
Span of 3 back to Clayton
And that's a
Delaney.
fast time opening quarter for a mile at this level.
More to Grape Nuts Warrior midway up the backstretch. Now a half mile away. First quarter went 23-23, the half 46-48. A good pace now, and a Mirage is challenged by Wine and Whiskey. JT's
well, Clayton Delaney isn't winning.
Oh, man.
Green light.
Come on, 7.
Who comes from back of the
4 might be gone, though.
Warrior and Clayton Delaney.
Yeah.
Run to the top.
Nobody, I don't think anybody catching.
Mirage, Manny Americano gave him a little breather. Now he's got run to go. And a
he's got nothing in the tank, though.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's got
There's no run.
Okay. Yards for home. And it's a Mirage clear by 4. Center of the racetrack.
Second.
Nuts Warriors into second, but 70 yards to the line.
Told you, Grape Nuts Warrior was going to finish second.
Mirage home in front.
I know.
Warrior second, Ruler of Angels to Clayton Delaney, Wine and Whiskey, and JT's Watch. Time for the.
All right,
we will come back to Emerald. And we'll come back to Emerald there in race number 3. I do like the 6 horse in that race 3, Oldie, so we'll get back to that. But now over to Monmouth Park, Mr. Matt Dinnerman, one of the best in the business, Oldie.
And at Monmouth, race 10, I thought the 3 Face of Barrio has a look here. Uh-oh. Help if I actually did that right, wouldn't it?
Face of Barrio walking up.
Woodbine?
Yeah, I reloaded the Woodbine thing and forgot that when you do that, it does that. But, you know, at Monmouth, Face of Barrio, I'm thinking has a nice look at 9-1.
Elusive Doro walking up to the gate. Lloyd going in.
That's a tough race at Churchill. Wow.
All right, we'll get Churchill ready because we're going to have a break here after this.
I mean, if Fact does not win that race for Walden and Saez, this race is.
Yeah, and I'll point out that Jake has a note on the 12 there.
Warte.
We're ready to go. And Lara in the nightcap. Face Sabario, per usual, up on the lead right away. The favorite, he's in charge, strides into second while pressing the issue. Just in spite of it, claims third. Elusive D'Oro right behind him. And then the two at the back, Lloyd and BB Bad. They're down the back stretch. Face Sabario has a challenge from Just in spite of it, the long shot, who kicks onto a neck lead. Now it's a half length. Face Sabario right there. Now the presser, a 3 deep. He's in charge. Went off at 1-5. He's got absolutely no excuses from here. 2.5 back to Lloyd, getting closer in fourth. Passing Elusive D'Oro, who retreats to fifth, while under a hard ride, and BB Bad is still the trailer as they round the far turn. Just in spite of it, Face Sabario, they're even once again, but he's in charge, is ready to roll in the 3-path, and Lloyd is following his move. He's going to be caught deep coming off the turn, but he's in with a shot. They're down the stretch. He's in charge, goes well on the grandstand side, comes looking for the lead. Face Sabario, a neck behind. Lloyd is third. Elusive D'Oro re-rallying on the inside, but he's in charge, taking charge with a furlong to go.
Yeah,
Opening
no
up now,
good,
3
no
or 4
Gouda
lengths coming to
on
the
Face
finish.
Sabario.
With a good finish, it's he's in charge.
Not enough face,
Paco
not enough
Lopez,
Sabario.
4 wins on the program. Face Sabario.
That 8 was much the favorite one.
So Jake has a note on the 12 War Tank at Churchill. Long shot alert. This one's interesting as it has the same connections as Saudi Crown. One to watch here.
I thought the
That's
Scotty long shot even had the 10, but they're about to go.
They got all the G's. They got 13 of them there.
They're in the gates. And they're on.
Well, your audio went out, but
13 G's on the far side, and farther out is War Tank with some release speed too. So they race up the chute and they head for the main track and a battle up top developing. Maxima's in between. It's at the inside. Those two will share it.
Man.
yeah.
13 G's in War Tank in 7th, Ken in 8th.
Cheap speed is hurting Facts chances here.
Moneyman on the far outside 10th, and Steve is to trailer. And the opening quarter was 22-2, 45 flat for the half mile. Fact is having to work for it. Maxima is keeping the pressure on every step of the way. They round the far turn together. 2 lengths back. 13 G's has taken over third. Il Cavallino's back into fourth. Duke of Duval.
Get him, 10.
Now, angling to the far outside. Sports Hero still in it. From the back of the pack, Steve starts to gather momentum. And then it's Cannon. They're off the turn. Fact trying to ward off Maxima. Fact turns for home in front. Goes clear by 2. But here comes Duke of Duval running up into second with Fact catching a furlong to do it. Fact is fully extended. Duke of Duval way out in the center of the track is getting closer with each and every stride, but Fact keeps finding. And Fact was sharp today. There. Fact the winner. Duke of Duval second.
That's a fact.
Sorry, my internet a little spotty, Oldie.
All right, we got 4 minutes to the bind. Here, race 9 at the bind. Your E first pick is currently at 7-2. Your second pick, who's your first win percentage, Bright Sunshine for Mark Cassie there with husbands aboard. Last out winner, one on the lead. I'm not sure if this horse can rate though. And it does appear like the 11 to its outside could be faster. So that would be my caution. 3-1, not the worst price, but might be a little rich for a horse that you have those kind of question marks on. Thoughts?
Well, I thought you obviously could cut the 4 and 5 Oldie, and then I didn't think Gamble on Love probably would be able to step up here. I know that horse won last out, but I tried to narrow the field was the first thing. I don't know how they do from those outside posts at Woodbine, Oldie, would be my first question. But yeah, so I mean, the 11 and 9 both have speed though. And man, I'm not sure that the 2 can get up. I'd probably look at somebody like Firecracker Fiona, Oldie the 10 from out there and get a stocking trip, you know, or even somebody like, I don't know if the Drexler horse, the 7, could really get there. I mean, that horse just broke its maiden. So I think I would land on the 10. I'd probably land on the Scotty Longshot here. You're currently getting 7-2.
It looks like Mike liked the Salata liked the 10 as well. There's his note on the screen as well.
Yeah, he's been doing a great job, Oldie. He's covering he's covering Woodbine and Santa Anita.
Correct, yeah. I mean, your 8 Gamble on Love that you're getting 16-1 on did win first time out and could improve here for Dixon. He's not great off the layoff, though. But the horse seems to be working okay. And the 3 Shameless Affair seems to like to finish 3rd. But does already have a race under his belt off the layoff. So does the 6 Legs Like Flatter. Where a lot of these are, you know, the 11 is off the layoff as well. Maybe the 9 gets an easier lead than we think if the 11's not ready here off the layoff. And trainer's 0% off the layoff. So maybe the 9's going to get an easier lead than we think here. I'm going to go 9, 7, 10. And they're going in the gate.
Later, where Sam Bailey has gone to gate 4. Gate 5 is Peggy. Legs Like Flatter comes up, and just behind the start is World Showcase. As they move forward for a start here, World Showcase has gone in. They're just about ready with Gamble on Love. And further across is Bright Sunshine for Patrick Husbands, getting bet here at 4-1. They're almost set to run. Firecracker Fiona coming up, and the outside gate will belong to Pretty Good Joke. Firecracker Fiona taking position. Ryan Munger looking for another win. He's had 3 today. And to the outside gate is Eswan Flores. And the last along is Pretty Good Joke for the start. Elisa Mares competing here at the 6 furlongs. Stand by for a start. Has gone in. They're ready to run. Locked up. They stand well. And they're off. And what a great start. Pretty Good Joke won the break, showing some speed as Bright Future going up in the central. Bright Sunshine, and driving clear is Pretty Good Joke by a length and a half to Bright Sunshine. And on the outside goes Firecracker Fiona.
Well, I was wrong. The 11 would get out of the gate pretty easily.
On the inside, where's Salmon Bailey as Pretty Good Joke has raced right away. Well back early is Legs Like Flatter, looking for room in the center. Magical Trick and Caught Wide Shameless Affair. And out in front, Pretty Good Joke by a couple of lengths to in second placing, Firecracker Fiona, 3 behind, as this leader's gone for broke. World Showcase on the inside. Lying in 4th placing is Bright Sunshine, and 2 behind them came on the outer. Gamble on Love, the Rails Peggy, and then Shameless Affair, Magical Trick, Legs Like Flatter, and where's Salmon Bailey. Coming on now is Firecracker Fiona after this leader. Pretty Good Joke, only a length and a half to Firecracker Fiona, and on the outside trying to get home is Bright Sunshine. Firecracker Fiona after Pretty Good Jokers ducking about. Behind them is Gamble on Love down the outside, and Magical Trick's tearing home. Firecracker Fiona in front. Here comes Magical Trick right down the center of the track, is burning home, and Magical Trick's going to get up here on the outside. Magical Trick inhales the lead, and Magical Trick a big winner. Second, Firecracker Fiona. Bright Future was third, or Bright Sunshine, and back on the inside, where's Salmon Bailey, followed by Legs Like Flatter and Shameless Affair in the time of 1:11.85.
Should have trusted the race. All right, we are going to San Anita. This is one of their stakes races. And Justin, remind me who you had here in the weekend preview. I was 2 over 3-4.
I'm having trouble with internet big time, so I can't even get to it at the moment. I can try to remember based off of what I remember.
It's post time for the Thor's Echo.
I'm not sure. I can't get to it, Ollie.
All right, no worries. It's the Thor's Echo.
Final Storm will be the last one to load for the Thor's Echo Stakes. Pays to be Calbred. And they're off. And Booksmart bounces out beautifully as usual. Tapatio Leo has his speed, and Tapatio Leo and Booksmart will go at it from the start. Geezer is just off them, 2 back in third. Then it was Private Gem in fourth. Not the best of beginnings for Spiritual Advisor, and it is a distance to Final Storm. Booksmart leads. Tapatio Leo keeps him honest. They've sped 4 lengths clear. Private Gem and Geezer third and fourth. 3 more to Spiritual Advisor, and a long way to Final Storm there midway on the far turn. Booksmart trying to edge away from Tapatio Leo, who keeps coming at him second. The other 2 getting closer, both Private Gem and Geezer. Spiritual Advisor is on the far outside. They turn for home.
Come off the rail.
Booksmart. Here comes Private Gem on the inside.
Come on, get through.
And Private Gem means business with a furlong left to go. Runs right by Booksmart. In the center of the track, Spiritual Advisor. And Final Storm from far back is closing stoutly into third. But it's Private Gem sizzling home. Private Gem and Umberto Rispoli to win the Thor's Echo. Final Storm from nowhere into second, then Booksmart and Spiritual Advisor.
I just thought I didn't understand the 3 as the favorite there. You know, that looked like it was going to be a hot pace.
Number 2, Private Gem was first. 7, Final Storm finished second. 3, Booksmart third. 1, Spiritual Advisor fourth.
And I believe we're right on to Gulfstream. This is another race we covered in the weekend preview. You know, I was 176 here, and let me look up what you were real fast, Justin.
I already have it. 213. Rocco Boa and Chris Couples riding for Safi Joseph here on the 2-horse. Thought could be dangerous even prior to the scratch. Still looks good. Big price, 14-1. But I was 2 over the 1-3 OD. So maybe a 3-1-2, 3-2 saver. But yeah.
And I was 176, 7 scratch. I added your 2 off that scratch. Was sitting at 12-1. and looks to be the speed here. Though the race sim has the 6 getting the lead. For Drexler, and that horse is won 4 in a row. And moving to the D'Angelo barn in Air Combat. Here I'm going to make sure I turned off the sound at Anita. I'm going to bring up Gulfstream, and I'm going to take my first pit stop of the day here.
All right, we got the big drama stakes. I thought Dilger would be tough too, Chris, but I thought you might get an upset here. Three though, I mean the Dilger won that 64 and then ran well on the Carter. So if runs back to that grade 2 effort, I could see why Dilger could be tough. And I agree with you on Air Combat, Chris. Claiming off of Drexler there, now going to try to step up. We will see here. They're approaching the gate. The 1, 3, and the 5. And then Chris Couples, I think you like the 5 in the last, right? I would agree with you there. I thought, you have Zayas riding for D'Angelo, always going to be a good look. We'll have to see if we get sound. Oldy, you're back. Okay.
The horses, they're out the gate. Is now post time. Lining up and moving in for race number 10. The 4-5 favorite is number 3, Dilger. Safi Joseph Jr. has Edgard Zayas riding. 3-2 second choice. Number 6, Air Combat, Amisael Jaramillo for Team Jose D'Angelo. Shaq Diesel's the 3rd favorite at 9-2. Big gangly son of Kozan. Shaq Diesel, he'll be running on late. He just moved into line. Life is Precious and Air Combat, the last 2. Air Combat and the late double. They're at the post. And they're off in the big drama handicap. From the far outside, Air Combat quick into stride. Dilger is moving to take him on at the inside of a Revolution not far away. These 3 almost in line. Good spot early for Shaq Diesel in the yellow colors. He situates himself in 4th, a length in front of Pure Class, who's 4 ahead of the trailer. Life is Precious. Down the backstretch they go. From the inside of a Revolution in the center, Dilger. Out in the middle is Air Combat. Behind the speed, waiting his turn is Shaq Diesel from 4th. At the rail, Pure Class is now 5th. He's about 4 lengths off the lead, and he's 4 in front of Life is Precious. The opening quarter, very slow, 23-1. Top class individuals, not much pace on here. Around the far turn they go. The pace picks up. 3 wide, Air Combat. In the middle, Dilger. At the rail, it's of a Revolution. Starting to work harder in 4th is Shaq Diesel. Vasquez asking for a kick there. 2 back to Pure Class, and the trailer is Life is Precious. The leader is Air Combat. Air Combat has the lead a half a length. Dilger is second. Hooking to the outside. Shaq Diesel, he's grinding home at the rail of a Revolution. They went the half in 46 seconds flat. They're on their way home. 4 chances in the big drama. On the far outside, it's Shaq Diesel. In the middle, it's Air Combat. At the rail, it's of a Revolution. Here comes Shaq Diesel. It's Shaq Diesel who surges forward now. Shaq Diesel and Miguel Vasquez haven't won. Shaq Diesel to win the big drama, going away by 4 lengths. Holding second was Air Combat. Up for third from last, Life is Precious. Then Pure Class, 124 flat.
Well, I was wrong about that one. I think we both were.
Yeah, I was bummed to see my horse not get the lead, Oldie. That got bounced around big time at the start. Really had no shot after that. That was
and the pace was
a
not
bummer.
that hot for Shaq Diesel to be able to run like that. The 3 was way closer to the pace than we thought as well. So, but nice win for Shaq Diesel there.
Yeah, like Chris said, they invited everybody in the race when they went slow like that.
All right, what do we have coming up here? Looks like Monmouth is done.
We got at Big A and it just went off Oldie, so probably going to Emerald in 3 minutes. I thought that we can maybe watch the race sim at Emerald, but I thought the 6 had a look there. And I mean, non-winners at 3, kind of a bottom level claimer, currently 5-2, but there's some speed up front, quite a bit of it, Oldie. And
yeah,
I thought the 6 horse might be the horse that actually gets to sit the trip. And then for everybody else in the chat, Chris Couples likes pivotal moment over at the Big A. But you can see the 6 horse there closing, Oldie, and ends up getting up in time. And that's I played a little bit of a pick 3 there from that 4 horse in the last race. I also used the 1, but I thought that the 6 had a look here and maybe could sit the trip. Coming from tougher, Oldie, on the 6 horse, if you could look at, just coming from much tougher races.
Yeah, for sure. And the 5, could carry them a long way. When it gets away on the lead, it's dangerous. But was facing easier. And this 4 horse, the SOR is going to fool you a little bit because it's been going from weaker to stronger to weaker and stronger and not winning any of those.
They can't find the right spot, huh?
Yeah. Second off the layoff, maybe the 7 Ice Tower runs here. Trainer 17% off the layoff. That would be the other place I would consider going for a little bit of a price. Horse is tactical. So yeah, I'm going to go with the 7 Ice Tower. Looks like Woodbine's done as well, so that's what we have left here. And here we'll bring up Emerald, but we will turn the sound off so that they don't sneak music in on us.
Tom Harris, longtime handicapper down there.
Also known as a good 3 technique guy during the mid-2000s for the Chicago Bears.
Was it the same guy?
No, his name was Tommy Harris, but it was not the same Tom Harris. No. I'm not sure if this Tom Harris is more of
Exacta $30.60, trifecta $33 and even money. The superfecta $268.90, $26.89 for a dime. To the winner's circle now, trophy present.
that this Tom Harris might be more of like a one technique. He might be more of a nose.
Me too, Bob. I'm with you on the win bet. They're taking a lot of money too.
Yeah. I mean, the one's
probably
taking a ton of money though.
Well, but that horse was 2-1, so I mean, not super surprising.
Right, but only as being a group of 34s, burnt money the last 2 times.
I'm with you, Oldie. That's why I like this 6 horse. I think gonna get a perfect pace setup. Just sit the perfect trip.
So how would you pronounce that guy's name? Is it Joe Withy?
Yeah. Yes.
Or Wifey?
Yep. No, Joe Withy. They've kind of had the same handicappers for a bit.
What's the average age there of their handicappers? It seems pretty old.
I know it. It is, Oldie. I might have. Maybe I'll have to submit a little resume or something. But yeah, no, it's the many of them, and I've only been around the game like 10 years, but most of them have been around for most of those years. It feels like. All right, floating up 5-2. That's a good thing.
Okay,
Took lots of money.
Jackpot pick 6 starts here. I wonder how much money's in the jackpot because they're not showing us.
Yeah, I mean, probably like 10,000 or something, Oldie. I mean, I'd stay away from that bet for sure.
I wasn't going anywhere near it.
You can occasionally find some like good pick 4, pick 5 sequence, though. If you find the right sequence. You can find some, occasionally you see some pool scoopers and stuff that can pay pretty good for, a nice sequence.
So our guy Willie played a trifecta key Woodbine race 9 with the 2 on top that won the race sim.
Yeah.
With your 10 and the 9.
Yeah.
And he played a $100 trifecta key and hit it for a $50 trifecta key, hit it for $4,152. He just sent me the screenshot. Boom,
That's
Willie.
amazing.
Love it.
Well done, Willie.
While they're loading here, I'm gonna put the sound on now, and then I'll send that to Scotty. Scotty will want to see that for sure.
And runners away. Good start for Ice Tower and Pedal to the Metal. Got away smartly. Moving through at the inside now to engage as Mr. Executive. Travel the Map is right there with the lead group as they sprint up the back stretch. There's a gap of 3 lengths more. Back along the inside, Mongolian Spring in stride with San Andres. Half mile remains as they run for the far turn. On the inside, Mr. Executive just in front in a back and forth battle with Travel the Map. Travel the Map comes to the lead now from the outside. Mr. Executive back at the rail second. Pedal to the Metal's holding third with a 1/4 mile to go. And Travel the Map takes them to the top of the stretch, clear by 2 as they round the turn and run for home. Kevin Krieger and Travel the Map opened up 3 now with a furlong to go and lengthening the stride out here. Chased by Mr. Executive at the inside. Pedal to the Metal from the outside third. 50 yards to the line. It's going to be Travel the Map by 2 1/4. Mr. Executive followed by Pedal to the Metal. Back to Mongolia.
All right, we have, looks like just San Anita and Gulfstream left. We got 14 minutes to San Anita. Tony would like a late pick 5 at San Anita.
Well, we talked about some horses there, so let's do it, Oldie. I think I might play one too.
All right, we got a while. It starts here. And most of these races we handicapped for the
preview show.
Yep. All right, so I'm 136, 136 in the first two legs. Actually, it looks like I pre-handicapped this. I forgot I did this for you, Willie, here. Or Tony. I thought you needed to spread in the non-stakes race here as well. But I ended up 67.50, so you can add here if you want to add, or you could play this for $1, and it's right around that $120 budget. I thought Prancing Through Paris had a big look as the top pick here in race 6. I know a lot of people, including the folks on the Anita show yesterday, Justin, as well as you, like Sneaker, the one horse.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also like Shocking Gray, the other Papadromo, with JJ aboard there.
I was just 1-3 Oldie in the first leg, and I to your point of Sneaker, but I know you had interest in the 6 though, right? Shocking.
Yeah, I was 136 here, so.
And then the 7 scratched in race 7.
Yes, and I did hear that from the Anita folks yesterday, that they had already been told that. And then I'm 631. I actually didn't have the 7, but
I was only 3-7 there.
So you're going to single the 3 Almond Joy there, or are you going to add one of my horses here?
Well, let's look at it, because I hadn't got a chance to re-handicap that. I remember liking the 3 and the 7 quite a bit, so I'm wondering now if it might be a much cheaper ticket with a double single. But so you had like the 6-3-1. So the 6 horse has all that speed. Fabonicus Ride. I remember this now, talking about that. I mean, it ran really well in a 62, so it's never easy to win. Cesar de Alba got a nice one there.
GSR says stretch out should be fine as well.
All right. Okay. Maybe I'll all right. We can keep going. I agree with you on the single.
And then I thought Lady Mendelssohn had a little bit of a look here coming to dirt. Has been working well on the dirt. Puts Barrios aboard. The single was Kings River Knight. The only question that was posed yesterday was, is it the same horse coming back as a 7-year-old after being off for 9 months, 10 months in the 6-year-old season.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are looking for an alternative there, I think both of us thought Clouseau was the potential alternative, the 6.
Yes, agreed, Oldie. Barrios and Papa.
Yep. And then I thought this optional claim non-winner of 1 was wide open. The Mullins horse has done its best running on turf. It's moving to dirt. You're getting a no value there either for that kind of move with that kind of risk. The 8 hasn't shown much since early into 2024. I actually liked a little bit of the 6, Thirsty Trickster here for Peterson, and that was a horse I highlighted on the San Anita show as a long shot with the morning line angle.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I thought that was the toughest race in the sequence, Oldie, race number 9.
Yeah. And then in the last, I liked 657. I preferred the 6 was my top pick there for Sadler with Hernandez aboard. The 7, the long shot, got soul. You have a E morning line angle there. It's second best win percentage, and it's shown the ability to be tactical, but it's a big step up in class for that horse. And then the 5 Bro, no success in stakes previously, but that was on the dirt. Gets to stay on the turf here, keeps Rispoli.
So you were, what was you were 1, 3, 6, 4. Yeah. I would agree actually with your ticket. I'd probably play something similar. I might even spread all the way in race 9. I mean, just because I thought that was a tough race.
Yeah.
But what were their thoughts on what was the discussion going back to your single? I mean, the horse looks to be just much the best here, and it's going to be the single for everybody.
I mean, the discussion was, is this the same horse? And if it's not, they think it can be beat. I think even if it's not quite the same horse, it's going to be tough for one of these to beat it because there's just not anything here.
Well, yeah,
So
I mean, if the 4 doesn't win, I mean, I would agree. We talked about the 6 and I guess the 5. I mean, the 2's the second pick, but I don't know. I just thought Kings River Knight looked tough, but
yeah, I thought the 6 or maybe the 1. I mean, it's really a stretch. I mean, maybe if Kings River Knight gets the lead and just stops, the 1's just right there and picks it up, but it's a big step up for that horse too, and the turf efforts haven't been all that good. And the same thing, the 3, the turf efforts haven't been good. The horse has been much better on dirt. I guess you have the 1 effort against 54s, but that was a 54 at Del Mar. It was not, and the 5's the long shot. I guess the Turf Classic wasn't that bad there. And I mean, I think you have to toss the 7 completely.
yes, I would agree. I'm
willing to ride with the 4, and if the 4 doesn't win, you just take your lumps. So I think the 2's coming from, it's too far back. I mean, that's been the story of the 2. It's going to be probably 5 to 7 lengths back early.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the problem, is who goes, if the 4 gets out of the gate okay, who's fast enough to go with the 4? This isn't a down the hill, where he was trapped on the inside, which is what I think happened in that race, not that the horse wasn't the same horse.
Hmm.
Good day, Chris. Good day, sir. Chris Couples. Have a great night here.
Yes. Agreed, Mr. Couples. Have a good weekend.
All right, I'm going to pull up Anita here. They are on the track. Currently 87,435 in the turf pick 5. I'm sorry, in the pick 6. Turf pick 5. What am I talking about?
I like it. That's funny. I totally forgot about Coast to Coast, Oldie.
Yes, I did get mine in.
Oh, good. Nice. I did not. I forgot.
I did add Shaft Diesel to that ticket
Ah, nice. There you go.
for once. But I was still bummed he won.
Yeah. All right, we got 2 minutes to post the pick 6, Oldie. There's a mandatory pick 6 tomorrow, everybody, at Gulfstream Park, just FYI. Unless it got hit today, which I don't think
No,
it.
I don't think so. It's
Yeah.
been a bunch
So,
of mid-priced horses.
The gate is being set behind
although
me
that
for the start of the
sometimes,
pick 6
but
today,
yes.
and
When I
this leg
say
is a
mid-price, I
very
mean like
chalky one with the
3 to
number
1,
7
4 to
Silver
1.
and Black as your favorite
Yeah.
right now at 4 to 5. The number 2 Better Be Lucky, I know, is being a bit of a handful in the walking ring, but came out onto the track and definitely settled down with jockey Ricky Gonzalez as they went out and into a gallop. So good things for Better Be Lucky as he's gotten out on the track. But like I said, the number 7 Silver and Black at 4 to 5 as your favorite. I think a lot of pick 6 players, especially me included, are going to be riding on the number 7 Silver and Black here for the start of the pick 6. Good luck.
Yeah, I don't think I could trust the 7 here as a single.
In the pick 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the 5 and 6 have a shot here. I mean, the 7's been pretty low odds a few times here at that 20K maiden level, and now is dropping to 12.5. I just don't think you can trust that at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think even the 4 has a little bit of luck on the front end. There, could take them a long way. All right, we're loading in the gate.
Have reached the starting gate. It's post time.
I was going to say, it's beautiful down there in California, Oldie.
It's a little cloudy. But yeah. It's like there's a carnival going on. The Corgi Carnival, maybe.
Man. It must be it's like a West Coast. They always, up here at Emerald too, but it's, I don't know. I love that they do that for the kids.
Yeah.
All right, Oldie. They're loading. What, how many more are we going? When are we going to?
4 more left to load.
This was the last one I had on the schedule, but it's up to you what you want to do.
Oh. I think that's fine.
Rider is off number 1. They're not like us.
We can end with that pick 5 there. There's a hit it and split it on ExpressBet for everybody for the late pick 4 at Santa Anita. You can opt in $3,000. If you hit it, you get to split it. Race 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's definitely worth a look. Free money. And as Oldie mentioned, the 4-horse King of Gosford, but King's River Night. But I'm getting confused between a different 4-horse, Oldie, later this weekend. But that's not bad for that late pick 4, Oldie, and free 3,000. So. And the four was your lot. What? Well, the one jockey's not even on a horse. What's that?
Yeah, I was about to comment on that.
I just saw him standing over there. I was like, wait, what's that? And he has no intent of doing much right now. Oh, now
he's moving a little bit now, but nope.
so
a very impatient look.
Well, it looks like he must be waiting for the 7-horse there, but
no, I think his horse. I think they took him off his horse.
Oh, to load. Yeah, you're right.
Sir Nano, Silver and Black, Naval Harbor, and Don't Get Fooled Again.
All right, let's get in the gate, guys.
We are now in. And they're off. Don't Get Fooled Again, and Naval Harbor, both sprinting quickly. Better Be Lucky matching strides with him. Those three across the track. They're Not Like Us in fourth. Then Silver and Black settling mid-pack, 4 lengths off the lead. Cernano moves up in between those two. Topper's Wager second to last. And Jenny's Tiz at the back of the field. It's Better Be Lucky and Don't Be Fooled Again. Those two hook up. With less than 6 furlongs to run, they've pulled 6 lengths clear of Naval Harbor and Cernano. Silver and Black, well spotted, 8 lengths off that battle. It's another 5 back to They're Not Like Us. Topper's Wager is down at the rail. And
well, the 6 and the 5 couldn't have asked for anything more.
And it's Better Be Lucky doing battle with Don't Be Fooled Again. They've been 1-2 and racing as a team. Cernano moving in from third. Naval Harbor at the rail in fourth. Silver and Black still with 6 lengths to make up. He is followed by Jenny's Tiz on the outside of Topper's Wager, and They're Not Like Us.
7 flying.
Midway on the far turn, Don't Get Fooled Again, and Better Be Lucky. Silver and Black looming large now, coming after the top pair. Past the quarter pole, Don't Get Fooled Again. Silver and Black on the outside. Better Be Lucky is back to third. Cernano is down on the inside. Then Jenny's Tiz, they're in the final furlong. And Silver and Black emerges with the lead, opens up 3. Jenny's Tiz takes up the chase on the outside nicely. Silver and Black, Jenny's Tiz within 2. Silver and Black a length. Jenny's Tiz keeps coming. Silver and Black got there.
Oof.
Jenny's Tiz just missed.
That was tight.
Don't Get Fooled Again. Held on to third. And it's a photo
me
for
once,
fourth.
shame on me. Or shame on you, fool me twice. I'm John Feinstein. I don't know if you ever heard that Sports Minute, but that's actually something he said.
It sounds familiar.
It was all over the internet after that, like as a meme.
Number 7, Silver and Black was first. 6, Jenny's Tiz second. 8, Don't Get Fooled Again third. Photo for fourth.
Do you want to, Oldie, do you want to show your pick 5 before we go?
Yeah, sure. One more time. There we go. 136, 136, 4, 3, 6 through 9, and then 5, 6, 7.
All right. It was a pleasure. Fun afternoon, everybody. And great racing the rest of the weekend as well. Only at Santa Anita. They have great racing tomorrow and then a big day, 3 graded stakes on Monday. You and I covered that on Thursday. Everybody can still find that out on the YouTube. Hit the like, hit the notification. Make sure you select all. What else are we missing, Oldie?
Next week we have the weekend preview. On Thursday night we have EquinEdge Live with Mike Saletta and David Harrison. We have the Road to the NHC on Friday, and we'll be back next Saturday for the stretch run.
All right.
Everybody.
Thanks all. Have a good weekend. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Stay safe. Thanks, Cody, Al, Bob, Noah, everybody for being here. We always appreciate it. Everybody chime in. We love that. We like having guests chime in. And like you said, Oldie, we'll be back soon. It was a good weekend. And enjoy the holiday.